to make it to that losers bracket final of a ton of matches today. You got FaZe Clan versus Team EnvyUS. That's probably the the matchup of the superstars so far. If you're looking at the winners bracket, those are probably your two favorites right now.
I would say Rise is there as well. Rise has looked really good. Classic and Octane are really clicking right now. We know how good Slacked and Looney have been towards the second half of the year. But definitely look for Rise to really make an impact in that winner bracket as it goes on.
As we continue to go through here and give you guys some updates, the players have already hopped into the Ban Protect, so we'll kind of highlight any key items for you. Main thing that stands out a bit here is it is going to be both your lethals coming off from the side of OpTic Gaming.
Well, I mean, OpTic gets rid of Frag, Semtex, and HCXD, so they have no intention of trying to run Flak Jacket whatsoever. The Man of War going to get banned on the side of Infused, and you can see some of these stats up on your screen. Looks like that's a search and destroy where Infused is much better than OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, that's the main thing. When we were talking a little bit about kind of storylines coming into this one for these two teams, yes, you were looking at the stats, very similar in KD, very similar in a lot of items. But the big thing that stood out for me for OpTic is just the search and destroy has been it's been abysmal so far this weekend. I mean, it brings me back to stage 1 when I was really kind of on the guys about how they did not look good in that game mode. They improved a lot over the course of stage 2. I'm not really sure what the issue is here, but something's not clicking because when they're on, their trading is so good. They need to get back to that.
Yeah, they're just not playing together. I mean, it's quite obvious. Even when we go inside, take a look at the player shots, they just don't seem to really be clicking or as focused as they once were. Now the specialist draft is done. The Formal running the Scythe, Scump with Kinetic Armor, Karma's going to go with Heatwave, Crim's going to go with Active Camo, and Urban's going to go Heatwave Kinetic on PD0 with Camo, and then Marky B's going to be running the Purifier. So the only difference you have is in your choice of weapons. You're going to have Formal with the Scythe, makes sense for him, going to play a little bit further range. Marky B, a little bit more of an aggressive player, going to go with the Purifier.
Now, I believe we have, so we're going to have Evac twice throughout the course of this. That map in particular, do you think through the sub-prowess that you have with Crim6 and Scump, is that something that certainly favors the side of OpTic Gaming
Evac
here?
Hardpoint has been arguably their best hardpoint throughout all Black Ops 3. So I expect OpTic to really come out here and make a statement in this first one.
I tend to agree with you. I think they're going to line them up very quickly here. Because Infused, all right, not that OpTic Gaming's been brilliant this weekend. They certainly need to turn it on, but Infused hasn't actually been the quote-unquote #1 team from EU that we all expected. They certainly need to turn it on as well.
Yeah, they would be pretty disappointing. I mean, in terms of just EU teams, we talked about Millennium, Infused, Splice, those are your big three. Millennium, we kind of give a pass to. They're playing with a fill-in, whatnot. Infused, I mean, this is a very strong team all year long. They have not brought it this weekend.
And I believe, so we had, 6 teams that made it into bracket play for EU. 4 of those were knocked into the losers bracket right away in round 1. But still, a big chance. I think they're guaranteed. Machine was saying yesterday, at least one's going to get top 6, just due to kind of how the bracket broke down.
Yes, because Splice is going to play Fab games, so one of those teams will move on to, the next round they'll play against the top half of the bracket. I believe it would be against, a FaZe or Envy. So it'd be a tough matchup for either of those teams, but you expect Splice to go on. I think Splice I would definitely favor over Fab games. I think Bance has been unreal.
Yeah, it's Bryce, he was so hyped up on Fab coming into this one. Yeah. I haven't had a chance to really see him play, but obviously they have been playing incredibly well. I still think Splice going to be my team to beat as far as those EU sides. But thinking back to this matchup, guys, we should be ready to go here shortly. But God, I guess I'm curious because we have seen, I'm trying to think what tournament it was where OpTic had to fly through and win 4 or 5 matches in one day because they're not really used to losers bracket runs. I mean, that's more of something you expect to see from FaZe. Those long historic runs we've seen them do time and time again. Typically, OpTic's kind of the final boss waiting at the end. They don't usually have to do the long grind, but I wonder if it's still something that might work out well for them. Just get in a groove, play throughout the course of the day. You just keep heating up. Just do you have enough gas to get there?
It's easier in some of our open events, our larger LAN events in North America, because you go through some lower North American teams, some amateur teams through there. You're not going against that top competition consistently, and they are not going to have an easy game throughout the entire day. It's going to be stressful. It's going to be long. It'll be very interesting to see how it goes. And you kind of highlight some players on OpTic that are playing very well. You look, it's going to be Formal with a 1.34 KD, Scump with a 1.22. And the 2 players that just need to play better in this series overall. I mean, you have Karma at a 0.88 overall KD, Urban on the side of Infused, a 0.74. So you need more from those 2 guys respectively.
Yeah, they're certainly going to need to pick it up. Just making sure we've got everything set up correctly. I need to get back into the lobby here so we can kick this one off. But taking a look, we're going to have to talk predictions at some point here, Matt. You have to, in this matchup, you've got to feel very good about OpTic just because where you've seen EnvyUS. They haven't, at least the ones I've watched, the ones I've casted, I haven't seen the strong,
I don't want to pick anyone
EnvyUS.
until I see this first Hardpoint.
Okay.
Just from the standpoint that, like, if EnvyUS wins one respawn, it's like, it just puts even more pressure on OpTic. It's like, how do they get a search? Like, is their search game going to be better than what we've seen throughout the entire weekend?
I'm wondering, what did you ask for last night? I think you basically said after the loss, they need to get everybody in a room, just kind of sit down and talk through things. You got to think maybe the search is part of that, but you're seeing your best of 5 here. You've got Evac to kick things off. Oh, well, maybe it's not. I thought it was Evac Uplink, so I'll have to find out. Maybe I have that jotted down incorrectly. I'm known to take incorrect notes. But regardless, does that change anything if it's Breach instead for Uplink?
I mean, they lost to Envy last night.
That's true. It's true.
I mean, that's one that we have seen them lose already. I think, too, it's important that OpTic Gaming had that talk I was talking about at the end of last night, because you can't kind of put the loss on Envy to, if I would have made one more play, we would have won the game. It's like, well, you kind of keep going through the tournament like that, like you're not fixing any of your mistakes. You're just kind of avoiding them or just not realizing they actually exist. You need to actually go back and fix that stuff.
All right, well, we are getting ready to load in. Looks like a couple of the players might be dropping from the lobby, so it might be a little bit of a delay. We're seeing the players here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sure exactly what's going on.
It doesn't seem like you guys are cheering. You guys are cheering, and that's great, but it seems like we're going to have to wait another second for this game to get underway. Get a good shot of Scump there. Now, Zero, he's going to be the main guy on the side of EnvyUS. He's the only player on their team with a positive KD throughout the tournament. So, obviously, he's been doing a lot of the heavy lifting for them. He's going to need to be even better in this matchup. Now, I mean, you look through some of the other scores the guys on EnvyUS have. I mean, Marky B, 0.95 KD, PD, 0.91. We talked about Urban struggles already. It's really been Zero, the man on a mission for them.
Yeah, I mean, he's known as that top player, really, in all of EU. When he is on point, some of the stuff he can do with his AR or snipe is absolutely insane. And he's going to be a big part of it. They're going to take these search and destroys. They're going to steal him over OpTic Gaming. He's going to be the guy that needs to do it, but you're getting a rundown there of the EnvyUS side. Are they going to be able to stand up to the test of OpTic Gaming here early in a loser's bracket round 1 is the question.
I think, obviously, EnvyUS, you need a better games out of Urban. I mean, he's really been hurting you in all game modes. He plays a little bit better. Maybe you get a good game out of Marky B. We saw him select the Purifier on that one. I believe he'll be going with that again when we get this thing underway. He potentially could do some nice things in the second Hardpoint. That's usually where you see the Purifier do some really nice things, so you're going to expect him to use that there. I'm trying to think of any other Hardpoint you could really use the Purifier on, potentially the first one, but it's one we don't see teams take a lot of time on. So regardless of having that weapon, I don't think it makes as much of an impact.
I'm just waiting for the lobby to get ready to go here, guys. You can see, I like seeing Zero there. You see him in the back, smile on his face. I would say he doesn't look nervous or anything, but then you see his legs kind of jumping up and down. Maybe a little bit of nerves, a little bit of energy ready to go. But I don't know, you have true professionals and veterans on either side of this matchup when you're looking at it from EU or North America. It's difficult for me to maybe pick one side on experiences. These guys have basically seen it all. But right there, you see Karma on the screen. You feel like he's the one that maybe needs to pick it up a little bit as he has to turn this around. He didn't have the best night last night.
So it's interesting. It seems like OpTic has made a little bit of a, I don't want to say a role change. It's been going on for a while where they have Crim running an SMG, Karma running an assault rifle, and it was really working. The thing that I think they're missing out on now, though, is when Karma can make those plays with the submachine gun. But you see the two key players in this matchup, the main slayers for each of their teams. You talk about how good Formal has been with the assault rifle in his hand at this event. Be a shame if they go out this early with the way he's played.
And looking at, I mean, what a crazy stat that is for Zero. Percentage of kills from air, #1. He likes to go vertical on you.
It's pretty impressive.
That makes sense. I mean, he plays pretty aggressive. I guess I'm not shocked to see Formal a little bit lower on that list, as he's going to be a bit more of a stationary AR at times.
You just see, I mean, #3 in overall KD, top 10 in SPM. Formal just playing absolutely amazing. And I believe we do have a game now, because everybody has loaded in, so we'll be able to get this one underway.
All right, high fives around.
High fives around. I think that pretty much solidifies. We will have a game 1 here between EnvyUS and OpTic Gaming.
All right, countdown is on. 5 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, and we are ready to kick this one off. You know, we talked a lot about Formal in this matchup with Zero. We're going to start off with him. It's HVK in hand. Let's see what damage he can do early.
The HVK, a very good assault rifle on this map because Evac a little bit more close quarters, a lot of SMG play. You can get some more close quarter engagement wins with this assault rifle.
Well, he's going to drop almost immediately. We'll swap over to the counterpart here for EnvyUS. That's going to be Zero going in. You see he's going to have a sub in hand here early, but it's not so much that they run the same role. It's really what are they going to be able to do as far as kind of leading that slaying front for their sides.
Well, you look at EnvyUS, and it's like Zero is really their only guy you can mark down as like an explosive slayer, right? Somebody who can just completely take over a game. I mean, he has a huge weight on his shoulders in this matchup. You see Crim pick up 2 kills in the feed. OpTic Gaming dominating this first hardpoint.
Yeah, Scump and Crim combined for a 6 streak. Scump finally gonna drop. Let's get back to Crim, looking for number 4, and that's the Crim you need. He was a little bit up and down last night, but can he turn it up here? Finally going to drop, but the damage has been done early as it's a 28-6 advantage now for OpTic Gaming, and they're looking to pound on more points here.
Well, it's going to be EnvyUS getting control of that hard point for the last few seconds, but OpTic doing a nice job rotating towards that second hard point. But Zero can ruin that perfect setup that OpTic has. Fantastic movement. Coming around the backside, he's going to have Urban come in, pick up 2. He's going to pick up 1 more.
Scumpy! Oh, destroyed by Zero. You see what he can do. Not many people in the game going to be able to turn hunt Scump like that. Phenomenal stuff from Zero. He's looking for number 3, but going to be overwhelmed as the pressure now coming in from OpTic Gaming. Scump back in the mix. Let's see what he can do is racking up time in the hard point. Wants to push top, finding 1, able to pick it up. A couple more via X-Ray. Going to be flying in. There's 25 seconds left before we begin our next rotation here. And this is where you got to think this third hard point where OpTic Gaming can really do some damage if they get a player like Formal in a strong position.
Well, it looks like EnvyUS is going to be giving up in the last 14 or 15 seconds here and rotating towards that next hard point. It's a really smart decision. They can make back a lot of the time they're going to lose here. They get a good hold, but Crim coming on this lower wall run. We saw Zero do it for EnvyUS, and the second hard point turned in their favor. Can Crim make a big play here? And it's not going to be able to win the engagement versus Zero. 3 kills for EnvyUS in the feed. They should be able to get a lot of this time here on this third hard point.
Formal at least able to find 1 here, Matt, but they've got to wait for the break. Nice patience there to wait for the squad to come in. EnvyUS still holding the spawns, holding the hard point, but the heat wave comes in. They're able to find 3, able to find everybody but Urban in the back, and now they're hunting. The break is in. They've got control, and now it's on Formal to line up these shots. Challenging, despite the fact that he's weak, but let's get back to the action. You've got Camo for Crim inside. Karma out front. He's able to trade that kill out, pop the Camo, now looking for more. Where are they at? 1 from behind, able to get that 2 streak, make it 3 in a row. Looking for 4, can't find it, will drop, but OpTic Gaming still in control here of the hard point.
It's the luxury of having just amazing slaying power, right? I mean, OpTic doesn't rotate to this hard point early. They give the beginning few seconds to EnvyUS,
what was that?
And they are just able to break it with ease. Well, I mean, when you're knocking shots down like that, doesn't matter if the other team rotates early. You're going to be able to break those setups.
What's in his VMP?
I don't know.
All right, well, he's 13 in 5. If Crim plays like this, you know, you kind of expect the slaying for Scump and Formal to be there. It's been there throughout the course of the weekend and the year. If he can keep this up, there are not many teams that can keep up with them at this pace. He's set up in water. We'll see if he can keep. Well, bye, Crim.
Are we doing a Maven's mishaps after this?
We probably should. 3 streak. Gone as he decides to take a dive off
a very
the side
effective
of the
way to end your own streak.
4 streak though for Karma. He's going to fall 12 and 11 for Karma. You need to see that for him to see if he can shake off maybe the rust, the nerves that were affecting him yesterday and battle back into this one because they need the 2-time champ to come up big for this squad.
Well, that's why when you say nerves, it's like you can't attribute it to nerves. I mean, the guy has won 2 COD champs in the past.
True.
I mean,
true.
There shouldn't be any nerves at this point in his career, right? Nah. I think right now he just needs to kind of really get into a groove on this lineup. Looking good in this first game. He started out a little bit slow, but obviously we expected them to really beat EnvyUS bad in the hard points and the respawns. They have a huge advantage in the slaying department, so I don't know how much stock I put in.
And this, we're on with Zero now. This is exactly what we kind of talk about. Who is going to pick up the slaying outside of Zero? He's 13 and 12. Every other player massively negative, and when he's getting gunned like that as well, it does not look pretty, and you can see that reflected in an ugly scoreline right now for EnvyUS. Krem6 trying to get some shots in. Oh, it's a bit of a sloppy battle, but not an easy fight for him to take. Everybody dropping outside of Formal. He's still inside, looking for plays. No way does he find the third. Not able to do so, but a bit of damage done there by Formal. The question, though, let's switch over to EnvyUS for a bit. I mean, I'm really just curious who's going to be the person to step up here and help Zero a bit, or are they just going to get blown off the map here in game one?
Well, now EnvyUS is in catch-up mode. They need to play for the garbage time, and a lot of these hard points, OpTic can rotate early, get set up, and just make that back. And EnvyUS is going to need to win the rotation battles and take the last few seconds. It's going to be very difficult for them to make the comeback, and especially against a team the caliber of OpTic Gaming. It's not likely.
Well, let's see if they can at least break in. That's Camo. Not much you're going to be able to do there. We haven't spent too much time on with Karma. Let's watch him for a bit. He's 21 and 17, playing superbly here so far. Able to tag one up, wants to peek, wants the challenge, has some help around the edge, and he's going to fly in. Able to find one to trade it out is Scump in crew. Krim finds one. Scump now in a 2-streak, finding a third up top. Is the fourth there as well if they push? It looks like Urban is wrapping around the back, though. Let's see if he's able to flank in. He does get in, finds the assist, but will be traded out almost immediately.
Yeah, Formal's going to have the scythe inside that second hardpoint. He actually drops. Karma trying to stay alive. Zero floods in for EnvyUS. So you see EnvyUS, they have to push in, contest for this last time, and then rotate towards the next one. They don't break in, so OpTic's going to hold. Now, do they have anything to work with to try and break here, OpTic? It looks like you have abilities. You have the kinetic onto Scump. Could potentially use that to break this third hard point.
Remember, we saw Krim try to break wrapping around the outside last time. This time he tries to bring it up the gut. It looks like nobody's ready. No one's ready for this. He should be able to get him behind. His teammates already cleaned it up. He's looking for the player holding spawns in the back. That's going to be Marky B, who will highlight for you guys. If he can find Marky B, that's it. The spawn should be now controlled for OpTic Gaming. You saw the 7. That's Karma popping right behind. Nice break, nice play from Krim, and OpTic Gaming has control. What's funny is you've seen time and time again that EnvyUS has rotated first. Remember when we were looking through those stats?
Yeah.
OpTic is never good at winning the rotation battle, but damn are they good at getting the break.
I mean, it's just why they have some of the best players in the game, right? I mean, that's kind of their strategy in hardpoint. Just let them take it, let's just fight it back, and most of the times they win those gun engagements and they're able to break with ease. And it's just really odd on that rotation that EnvyUS is just not watching the mid. Krim walks right up. Able to pick up Marky B in the back, trying to lock down the spawn. Scump somehow staying alive as one player around the corner. Able to rip Marky B's head off. As OpTic Gaming destroying EnvyUS here in our opening map.
I mean, Formal was the one doing most of the damage against Envy. He's sitting around even. It's the rest of the players exploding. Pretty much everyone between +7, +11, just going off. We'll stick with Scump for now because he is on the 3 streak at 26 and 15. Can he keep it going? Trying to push in, finds one to the left. Streak still alive, looking for the fish. Shots on point. Dart is up, trying to come to 6. Not able to do so. Karma was on a 4 streak as well, but Scump still staying alive here, picking up time and glass. He's getting pinched from either side, finally gonna end up falling. Let's go over and focus a bit on the side now of EnvyUS, see if they can mount the comeback, as currently they're being doubled up by OpTic Gaming.
30 seconds left on this hill, though. Glass, one of the easier ones in this map to lock down. I mean, you do get control. I mean, the teams can only come from that mid staircase, or from that AC side where they're spawning. And right there, OpTic's able to get a break. It's a kill from the mid stairs, and then just pushes straight through the AC side. And see, it's Urban trying to get the hill back for EnvyUS. They need to challenge this down by hefty margin. It's going to be OpTic getting control at mid hard point as well. Maybe in this one, looks like it's over.
Yeah, and Urban, I didn't even realize the fact that he's been double negative pretty consistently through this. I know none of his team is really crushing right now, but the fact he's struggling that mightily, not going to be a benefit to the squad. I want to switch over to Formal real quick just because he has picked up 2 in a row. Scump had the dart out as well. They're both pushing in to try and find the break. I'm going to go back to Scump as he's now found 4. Let's see if he can push out to find his 5th. One coming through steps. Gets a little love tap to Formal as he's hit on the cross, but sitting at now, you only are 20 points away from taking this game 1, but Hardpoint has not been the struggle for OpTic Gaming.
And when you talked a little bit about Urban and his struggles, as you see Scump picking up some more score streaks, Urban in Hardpoint, a .63 KD at this event. Not very good, and you see right now, really struggling in the respawn game modes. And Scump's gonna pop that kinetic armor as one player to his right, another one challenging to his left. Not able to stay alive long enough, but with only 4 points for OpTic Gaming to win. Full streaks on Scump. This one looks like a map number 1. It's going to go in OpTic Gaming's favor.
It is certainly looking that way. It's just a matter of seconds now. They've got the early rotation. Scump's in-house, and it is done. He ends with full streaks in his pocket. And that is a very, very convincing win here for game 1, Matt.
And it's a really good sign for OpTic Gaming fans. Karma played very well, 36-30. Not as much OBJ time as we've seen Karma do in the past. Maybe they're just going to let him kind of like roam around the map, pick up some kills, which is really, you know, what Karma's role has been his entire Call of Duty career.
Well, whatever the issue was for him last night, if he was in his own head, if they needed to let him change things up, he led the scoreboard for this squad here in Game 1. Whatever the talk was last night or whatever they were able to do, Karma's turned it around. If he's going to play like that, they're the team to beat.
And on the other side of the coin, I mean, Zero's probably begging somebody needs to just help him out. I mean, he goes -1.
Absolutely.
But I mean, the rest of his teammates are very negative. And that guy was clearly one shot. I mean, he had called it out numerous times. The issue is his teammates are having such a hard time slaying. I bet you that person didn't get finished off.
Well, there's no one that did it. Again, Zero was really the only one you saw trying to make plays here. Communication seeming on point for OpTic Gaming. A little one-tap there coming out of Formal. But, I mean, it was so lopsided. There's not a whole lot to break down with regards to what they were able to do in that Game 1. Completely dominated by OpTic.
I mean, they just weren't able to do much, right? I mean, the side of Infused, they rotated early. They still didn't get control. Just not a good first map for Infused. But they can make it back up in Search and Destroy, a game mode that OpTic Gaming has struggled in mightily.
Is this where they're going to maybe turn it around? I mean, they need to build here for Search. They have to get something going. Again, I'm hoping they had kind of the heart-to-heart, sat and talked last night. What's going wrong with this team in Search? Because I don't know. I mean, I know teams don't practice Search that often, but you've got to think they were putting in the time, at least in the month or so lead up to this event. It certainly hasn't shown, whereas we've seen maybe a team that's struggled in Search a little bit in the past. Someone like Rise
Somebody like Rise. I was just going to say that as well.
They put in time. They've come to the event. They've been playing well in Search. You heard the interview with Slacked where he said, hey, we knew that we had little things to work on. We've started to put it together. The practice has paid off. You hear Clay saying this is the most we've felt prepared in really any game mode. It hasn't seemed like that for OpTic and Search. Can they get it going?
No, it seemed like OpTic, their kind of practice regimen coming into this was they were just going to not put a ton of hours in, just like important hours. And I don't know if they've even gotten that type of practice. Like even in the few hours that they put in, they've looked really shaky so far. I mean, obviously,
I'm sure they put the time in, but it doesn't seem like it's sort of.
But it doesn't seem like. I mean, they've seen up and down in some of the game modes that you think they would come out and dominate. I mean, their Search game was very good in Stage 2. It wasn't like they were an average Search and Destroy team. This is a very good S&D team, and everything's just gone completely out the window for them.
Well, this is where they can bounce back. A convincing win in a Game 2 here against Infused may go a long way to building a little bit of confidence. And a lot of times it's timings. It is confidence, like just hitting that corner, hitting that edge, trusting your teammate. Trust is probably the biggest part of this. Just trusting your teammate to know they're going to effectively trade. They're going to have their back. Are they going to have it here? Just talking a little bit about the ban protect. You see the side of Infused has basically gone and targeted kind of your tacticals. Karma actually the one to be getting out overkill. You know how good Zero can be with the sniper. Makes me think there's a bit of respect coming from the OpTic Gaming side for what he can do.
I mean, I don't even know if it's respect. I think it's more of like, hey, if we know we take the sniper out of Zero's hands, like he's the only one that's really hurting us. In slaying department, picking up kills, it's like just take his best weapon away there and Search and Destroy. OpTic, I mean, this is a Search and Destroy, right, where if they were to get on the right track and start playing well, this is one where you'd like to see it.
Where did we just saw them lose a French. Who was it against?
That was against Panda.
Panda. Okay, so that doesn't bode well.
No, it does not bode well. I believe in that game you saw Nelson finish with like 12 kills and 2 Quick with 10. I mean, the other two guys, Priesta, Fastball, didn't really do much on Panda. They really lost like 2 players, so it was not a very good loss for OpTic Gaming there against Panda in groups on Fringe Search and Destroy. Going up against a team like Infused, obviously, better than Panda, I would say, and just not really putting together in the slaying department right now, but Search and Destroy a game mode where you don't need really top slaying.
Yeah, very true. As far as the ban protect, nothing too shocking. The one AR that came off was the Shiva. I know we've seen the Man of War target a little bit more consistently. With the Shiva going to get hit here, your main tacticals and attachments are going to be out, so don't expect to see high caliber rapid fire. A little bit of a difference in the specialist draft. So Krim going to go with Glitch. On the other side, Marky B with Overdrive. Outside of that, it's going to be your big 3 of Heatwave, Kinetic Armor, and Active Camo for either side.
Yeah, and Overdrive was used really early in the Black Ops 3 season on Fringe Search and Destroy. You pretty much, whenever you got Overdrive on the offensive side of things, you would use your overdrive, get into that bricks, and go over towards the A site and catch that player off guard when he was trying to get behind the bomb. And you know, a lot of teams, they watch mid a little bit more effectively now. It's a little bit different. So I don't know how EnvyUS plans to use that overdrive.
It'll be interesting. I mean, for me, I know I've been playing more and more Search lately.
Yeah.
It comes down to, when I watch it too, with overdrive, it comes down to one of two things. Do they realize you have overdrive and you're using it that round? Because if they're ready for you, you're dead. They're going to be baiting it out. You're going to get killed. If they're not ready for it, you're either going to get the first blood or get a ton of map control.
I just find it how you compare your search and destroy experience to what we're about to see here. It's like you and Jack are always talking about, yeah, you know, in this S&D match I played, it's like, it's not even the same game. It's
I would like to say
that not.
I beat and dropped 3 kills against Lethal Gaming in a wager. They are playing at COD XP.
I mean, you can't really. Guys, he had 3 kills. Who was on your team when you played them?
I think it was like Havoc and.
Yeah, Havoc has the highest S&D KD here. It's like, I think it was like, I looked last night, it was like a 2.67 or something like that.
Havoc is the best search and destroy player in the game right now.
He's averaging
no problem saying that.
Over 9 kills in S&D.
He had like 4 different 1v3s or something.
Yeah. I'm sure he had nothing to do with them beating Lethal Gaming though. I
have very good communication. Half the time I make the correct call out. It's all I'm good for. But we are getting ready here. Guys editing their score streaks before we hop into the action. If you are just tuning in, currently a 1-0 advantage for Optic and a blowout from a objective standpoint, from a slang standpoint. It was very, very one-sided. But now what has been the bane of Optic's existence, S&D. Can they bring it back? They need their fans. They need to get it together here. It has been a struggle.
Yes, and the only really notable performer for Optic Gaming in S&D has been Formal. He's a 1.11 KD. Everybody else below 1. Really, the guy who's been hurting them in search has been Crim. 0.66. Then the other side for EnvyUS, Marky B has been showing up in the game mode. You know, 1.18 KD. Urban yet again, really struggling. 0.59.
You know,
S&D KD.
It's funny you say that because I would say over the final couple weeks of Stage 2, Crim may have been the most impressive search and destroy player. He was destroying towards the end of Stage 2. And again, I think it's just a trust and a confidence thing. We'll see if they can turn it around. But I am going to kick things off with Zero. He's got the big stick out. Let's see what he can get done.
And EnvyUS has really struggled getting first bloods at this tournament. So obviously you're going to be seeing Zero relied heavily on to get these with the sniper rifle in his hands.
And you can see he was thinking that Formal may be going over the top. Not going to be anything there yet. Let's check on Formal real quick just to see how he's going to be playing this. We can take a look at the class. No sniper in hand for now. Well, let's get back to the offense. Looks like Zero is going to switch as well, as he didn't see anything early on.
It looks like players on EnvyUS going to try and go down tracks, and it's going to be Formal there at the end watching this. He can really cause a lot of destruction for this EnvyUS team. If Formal can pick up some kills there at the end of tracks, stop this push. And a lot of teams do not want to push Formal in this back area because he's so devastating. You don't know whether he has the SVG in his hands or the M8. It's such a difficult read to get.
I feel like he should have seen him. He didn't. Yeah, I'm saying a couple times he peeked. I don't think he saw Formal kind of shoulder peeking in the back. But now they know the pressure is here. It looks like they may. I don't know if they can back out at this point. There's 30 seconds left. They have to make a play, and the play going to come in now. They've been at a standstill, and now they're going to have to push down tracks. Zero walking out. The challenge is going to come in. Formal should be caught with his pants down, pushes them in the back, able to win that gunfight. It's going to be a 3v3. Zero still up. Let's go to your bomb carrier, Pete. He's trying to look for kills. Can they catch him planting is the question, and he's wrapping back. They found yet another kill. It's going to be a 3-on-2 advantage. 10 seconds left. You have to get the darn bomb down. There are still 2 players left for Optic Gaming. Let's switch to their POV. Are they going to be able to find the kill? Scump able to tag up one, fly out, able to find the kill, but it's now going to be Crimson left. 1v2, make it a 1v1. It's just PD. The challenge is in. He's tagged, but not able to finish.
We'll see how Crim decides to play this. I would like to see him get pretty aggressive there. He has PD weak and go on the chase, and there Crim fires off a bullet, gives away his position. PD just jumps out, challenges. A wild play there from PD. Lucky he gets away, and for a second there, I don't think Crim actually saw him slide into small door. I think he probably had to get a call out for his teammate, but PD doing a nice job hiding, just playing the clock.
He's close left corner, not going to be able to react. And what made that so difficult? No dead silence for Crim. I mean, when he was trying to push down tracks, you could see he was just sort of at a standstill there trying to find the kill. He couldn't chase him in the little room, not without having dead silence on. And this is just perfectly played by PD. I mean, honestly, Crim's best chance was kind of getting a 1 or 2 burst kill in there right as that 1v1 started. That was the best opportunity he had.
Now we'll see what Optic does on the offensive side of things. So you're going to look at Crim or Formal to get the first bloods for this team. They lead the team in that stat. And Formal makes a lot of sense. With the sniper rifle in his hands, he can make a lot of plays happen. You see Scump here with bomb in hand. Watching this tin area, it's a very difficult angle to push, and you're just kind of funneling all your players in towards this tight angle. And I mean, right there, I mean, why even do that? Like, okay, now let's all just back up. Let's just give them 2 free kills, and then let's just run away. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, 2v4 now on offense. If you feel like this is sort of an impossible task, but just play it 1 kill at a time. You have 50 seconds to work with, but you got to start kind of making moves, right? This EnvyUS team, what did we learn from them yesterday? What we watched, they love, as soon as they get a kill on defense, they stack and go hunting like a flock. Look at the minimap. They are just soaring around together, making sure they're going to effectively trade these kills. We saw it all day yesterday.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, when you get those first bloods, you get the advantages, and you play this type of playstyle. Most of the time, you will win these rounds, barring miraculous plays, and Formal's going to get tagged up. Knows where Marky B is. It's a pretty easy kill that he's going to be able to get. So, OpTic close to evening up the odds, still infused, the 1-man advantage.
It's now going to be all on Formal. He has one pushing him, can't get it done. That's Petey with the L-car melting as he slides in. And remember, it was Petey from Barrels that opened things up with the 2-piece. He ends up getting 3 in that round. We'll certainly be kicking things off with him as we get over to offense. But yeah, that is probably the one thing from all the search and destroy matches that I've casted so far is as soon as they have a 1-man advantage on defense, they just begin hunting together. You'll see it each and every time from these guys. But Petey now 4-0 here in search.
And it's huge also because he's your kinetic armor player. So he's going to build up that kinetic so fast if he keeps playing at this rate that we may see it even before one of those later rounds, which kinetic armor, very powerful ability. You expect them to be able to win around, and they use it. And so you're going to play very slow here from the side of EnvyUS, trying to catch OpTic, a little bit off guard, a little bit impatient, trying to get somebody to peek out.
Well, these rounds certainly using most of the clock as both teams playing very, very patiently. You are going to see one of the back for a second. Petey able to get a bullet in. Just keep an eye on his line of sight. Let's take a look maybe on the other side of this. So Marky B, he's kind of peeking in towards A. Everyone just looking to find any kind of opening they're able to. Did he see him cross? I don't. Oh, now you saw his foot. Surely you saw his foot. Doesn't matter. A little bit of maybe unintentional bait there as he sees just his heel and then able to find the kill. Now going to be 2v4 for EnvyUS. Similar position that we saw OpTic Gaming finding themselves in. I have no idea how Zero's still alive.
I love that. OpTic Gaming, their push over towards A doesn't work, and EnvyUS does the same exact push. Like, it's so difficult when all 4 players are alive to get through that choke at the A-bomb site. Zero trying to go for a nice angle there, trying to go over the top, but Urban does not see anyone.
Now he does, can't win it. Up close and personal with the RK5, now it's gonna be Urban. You've got 5 seconds left. You have to find 2 players. Not able to do so. They're just spreading on the mini-map around. Going to OpTic Gaming, they're on the board here. See if that'll give them a little bit of momentum.
And I'd love to see OpTic Gaming do a fast hit over towards B. Use those Slayers, use that aggression to your advantage, and really take real estate of the map. Playing this slow play style, trying to push through this A choke. It's giving EnvyUS pretty easy kills, falling back with the assault rifle. So I'd like to see OpTic amp the pace up.
All right, let's get back to offense now for OpTic Gaming. Let's kick things off with Krim. See what he's able to do. We'll take a look at his class. Looks like he switched it quickly. It makes me think they're going to be getting very aggressive. That does look to be the plan. They're going to be pushing down tracks into little. Can they find the opening kill? Shots coming through. You saw kind of from their back truck spawn. Scump has made it onto site with bomb. Now, I want to see Karma. I've got Karma highlighted, that number 7 on the mini-map. He's got kind of eyes over mid from white truck, so we can see if they're going to push from the front, but it looks like pressure likely going to be coming from the back. As we take a look at the mini-map, everything going to be coming from back barn.
So in this situation, I'm not really, OpTic, they've gotten control of the B bomb signs. Like, nobody was there. Just look over Scump, let him get bombed down, and then force EnvyUS to push at you. Right now, you're giving EnvyUS a ton of time to work with, rotate over, really get a setup, talk through a plan on how to retake. I think OpTic should just went and got bombed down right away. Look, you're just making it a lot harder than it really needs to be.
Things seeming to fall apart as Krim gets caught trying to flank through. And that was the player that first put shots in them as they kind of pushed onto the B site through Little Room. You saw the player in the back spawn putting in shots, and now it's going to be Karma all by himself. 1v3, 20 seconds. This offensive round just collapsed.
It's absolutely mind-blowing that they get over there. It's completely empty. They never even get the bomb down. They never even attempted to get the bomb.
I guess just looking for that first kill, give them a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of comfort. I mean, obviously it didn't work, as they didn't find any kills. I mean, Krim getting first blood is kind of where things fell apart, and that was just, you know, not kind of checking that back truck there by the bridge.
But even still, you know that back rock area all the way in the back of B is clear. Now you can have an assault rifle player look over the planter at the top of barn and over the fence. It's like you had Krim there in small door. It's like, just get the bomb down.
I just wonder right now if maybe you have multiple shot callers for OpTic. Something seems off, right? Like indecisive.
Whoever's calling the shots, they need to change that out.
Well, I wonder if there's maybe some bickering, like someone saying, hey, let's do this, and someone counters, no, let's try this, and just nothing ends up happening, because it just sort of seemed like no decisions were made there, right?
Yeah, it's just indecisive play, it seems. I mean, Krim going on that flank on that last round, trying to make a play, but does not work out. It's infused up 3-1 in the S&D. OpTic search and destroy struggles continue. Infused does not want to push over towards OpTic's side of the map. They want to get this first blood before they do so, and they convert. It's going to be 0 yet again with a first blood for Infused.
He's able to take out Karma, that backside of tracks. He's pretty tied up. Who is inside a little? I believe that's going to be Scump. So they're in a 2v4, but Scump might be in a position to make some sort of crazy play. The problem is likely going to be the player mid-map from Infused. That's going to be difficult. He's trying to deal with tracks. Does turn on PD. Not able to fight. Has to reload. Kenny with the gunfight. Getting pushed from both sides. Now it's Crimsix. 1 versus 2. Oh no, the heat wave from behind, but the glitch, where does it put him? He's at back turbine. He's getting pushed. Can't win it. 4-1 Infused.
It's a nice try with glitch there. Almost stays alive long enough to come out of that heat wave and be able to make a play, but
he saw right where he dropped.
Well, if you look at the bright side for OpTic Gaming, they get Infused to burn through that heat wave. All they use is a glitch. I would definitely say that's a win for OpTic Gaming. But, I mean, obviously they lose the round. Yeah. It's 4-1. I mean, it's a win in that regard. Obviously not in the round count as Infused. Commanding lead here in S&D.
We're going to kick off this round 6 with Formal. You know, okay, there was a first blood very, very quickly mid-map. And Krim has been first blooded a couple of times here, not able to get those opening kills.
Why are they going back to this?
Yeah, well, for those just joining us, we're in round 6. OpTic took game 1 in a big fashion, but struggling mightily in the search. That's been the story of the weekend for them. Can they rebound? They have already one down in Crimsix. 3v4, looking to make a play here on A.
To get into A with man down is very difficult as well. You're going to see Scump's going to be able to get in, but you imagine as soon as this bomb goes down, you're going to see the floodgates open and Fuse going to just collapse.
Here comes the collapse. Scump gets out just in time, finds one, can't find another, but Karma is there to effectively trade it. All of a sudden, Formal, 1 versus 2. Zero and Urban. He has got to win this round. Maybe the biggest round so far of the second game. And just like we've seen Infuse do every single time, when they have man advantage, they go hunting as a flock. As they're sticking together now, wrapping around the back. Will the timing work out well? He's in between guns, doesn't matter, able to gun one. Now 1 versus 1 for Formal. Can he make the play? 0. Formal, our matchup we have talked about throughout the course of this one. 10 seconds left, looking for the kills, able to get to the edge. And he's done it.
Big clutch there from Formal. Keeps OpTic Gaming virtually alive here in Search and Destroy.
That is such a big round, and it was kind of funny. I wasn't sure who was going to be caught there. Was it going to be Urban or Formal? Because you see Formal kind of in between switching guns. I think Urban got caught the exact same spot. Gets his gun up just a little bit quicker.
It's a huge clutch there from Formal. It's been their top performer in Search and Destroy throughout this tournament. Really doesn't say anything that much, though, because they've been struggling mightily as a team, but see what Infuse does here on offense. That's how you see PD going down tracks.
Back up. I'm coming with jump. We need to get away with tree. Go. Come across. Where is he? Shot. Top red on the right. Okay. Background's gonna kill me, but I'm just jumping fucking. No one's got top red. One's top red, one's back red. I think he's top red. Come on. Joe, what's top red? One shot top red on the left. Yeah, Joe. One's back red. You hear him both upstairs. Top red here, Warren.
Anyone drop an AR anywhere?
You maybe play back to back top red, man. You're sub it.
One up
your
and
best
down.
bet. 1v1, he could be in there. Oh. Well, why would I couldn't get top red? Why would you plant the fucking bomb?
Another round for OpTic Gaming. They're able to bring it within a round. It's Formal yet again clutching up. You know, you got to hear the call-outs kind of coming in from EnvyUS, just trying to track him down. 1 week in front of bar, or inside of bar, 1 behind. Ultimately, though, Zero not able to clutch the 1v2 like Formal did the prior round. They're back in this. They finally come a little bit alive. Do they get a bit of confidence here? And you do have kinetic armor available for Scump and also camo for Formal. You got to think they're going to play around one of these.
Yeah, and it seems like frustration setting in for EnvyUS a little bit, arguing, you know, if they should have gotten the bomb down there or just played it the way they did. And see Scump go flying over the top. Now they're going to start and get bombed down. See right there, it's going to be Zero actually picking up that kill on Krim. And it's going to force Scump to use that kinetic armor. Answers right back. Only going to get 1 kill to show for it, though. Now OpTic's going to have to try and get this back down to B.
3 versus 3. You have Formal covering top barn. Does he end up pushing this? Where do they want to play around? He has camo. I was worried he was going to get caught in the back, but still up 3 versus 3 here. He's going to be wrapping the whole way around. You have a 3 streak for Scump. Let's see if he's able to keep it going. Now, are they going to check? Pushing in. Shots on 1, not able to pick it up. Shots on a 2nd, not able to pick it up. Checks bomb, though. He puts a tag in basically everyone. Now it's just Formal. Sees him at the edge, able to win 1, but plenty of time for Urban to stick it. Everything collapses there in the 3 versus 3. I mean, Scump had to have put several bullets in every single player.
Yeah, and Formal's like, oh man, if I had another like 2 seconds to kind of center my aim on that player, he probably thinks he takes him out and clutches yet another round. But EnvyUS moves 1 round away from tying the series up at 1 game apiece.
And, you know, you saw, well, I don't know if the viewer maybe noticed, but you saw, I think it was PD stuck on the bomb for a second there when Scump started to push. I think he was worried about maybe a call out came in, but he hopped off it almost immediately. So he did end up getting kind of that free kill, comes out, puts shots in everybody. It's a little bit chaotic. But now, you remember, Scump had to use his kinetic armor last round. PD is going to have it available this round. Formal does still have camo, so those are kind of your 2 keys here. You got to think about using camo sooner than later. You can't lose this game 6-3 and not use that ability.
Yeah, and it's just on the defensive side of things, you got to make sure Formal stays alive and put him in position to use that camo, where if EnvyUS was able to get the bombs down, he can make a play. And Zero trying to get a first play here. Oh! For a second there, I thought he was going to see the top of Krim's head.
And you see Marky B backed up because he saw Krim pushing, thought maybe he'd be coming over from that vision from Zero. Well, Marky B looks like he wants to get cheeky. Maybe going to challenge here, put some shots in. Going to back down, but Krim playing pretty aggressively. He sees him again. These two just playing hide and seek with each other. Here it comes. Kinetic armor gets popped. Krim first blooded yet again. Heatwave comes out. Karma, though, going to drop. It's now going to be a 2 versus 3. Let's switch over to the POV of Scump for the moment. But remember, you do have camo to work with as well, actually. Formal tags 1. Going to end up dropping. Now it's 1v2. Scump going to have to clutch. They just got eyes on him at the A-bomb. Can he make the play OpTic needs to stay alive? Shots in 1 from behind. He's prone. He's right below. He sees him now. It's a 1v1. He shot from behind. And OpTic loses yet another search and destroy.
Yeah, and Zero was just waiting for Marky B to get all the way around. And how did Marky B get there that fast? Popped his overdrive. Great use of overdrive there in that situation. Knew you could have used it to secure yourself the round. But the play I really want to talk about is when Krim pushes up, it's like he doesn't back out. It's like it just gave EnvyUS so much time to set that kinetic play out where they pushed in with kinetic, they took him out, and what does that do? It forces Karma to push in, use that heat wave, they're able to trade that out with ease.
Well, that's basically your dream kinetic play, right?
Right.
I mean, okay, when you're on offense, I mean, okay, sometimes in search and destroy, kinetic or camo can be, I don't know, difficult to use preemptively, right? Because you don't want to pop it and then you see nothing, but he knew he's been in 10 this entire time.
And Krim just kept peeking to confirm. It's like, hey, I'm still here. Hey, I'm still here. It's a really easy setup for EnvyUS.
Well, we'll take a look at some of the replays here throughout the course of this one. I don't know. I mean, I can't put my finger on what exactly is going on with OpTic, but just it seems indecisive play a little bit in search. You know, you still feel good because you pounded them in the game 1. You have to feel pretty good about the uplink, but this has to get fixed today. You're not going to make it through 5 series playing search like this.
They will not. I mean, they may make it past EnvyUS here. I mean, when you start getting into some of the upper echelon of North American teams where they cannot consistently beat them with ease and respawn game modes, This will not cut it.
Imagine they make it to Sunday, and they go 15-0 in respawns and 0-5 in search.
But we never seen a team like win consistently that was just poor in one game mode throughout a tournament. I mean, it's really kind of mind-boggling because this is a team, like we've talked about time and time again, has been very good in search and destroy throughout the year.
Well, do you think it's a good thing for the search, the fact that they're going to get potentially have a lot of series to play and kind of work on it a little bit, or do you think it's a bad thing because they don't have downtime to talk about it?
No, I don't think it's a good thing. I think OpTic needs to get these series done as fast as possible because it's going to be a long day for them, right? A lot of rounds in the loser bracket. You need to get through those series fast. Like, those are the keys to like a loser bracket run. It's like, you look back at, Complexity, UGC Niagara, it was the same type of thing. #1 seed loses first round. Way you're able to make that comeback through loser bracket and make it manageable is in those series fast. 3-0s, 3-1s. You need at least like a 3-0 here would have been so big because you would have had some downtime until some of the other matches finish and would have just set you off for a good day.
You need Scump to be the best player in the damn game. And not that he has been struggling. I mean, and Krim had a rough one there. I know Karma struggled last night, but you need somebody to just take over. And if it's going to be one player, it is Scump. He has been considered the best player in the game for years. He has to be a monster here and take control. And I know it's tough maybe when one teammate isn't kind of picking up the slack, but he has got to be huge. He has a 1.25 KD last game. He's running the bomb as well, so he has to have a lot of trust in his teammates as he's trying to get the plants down. But Lord Almighty, they need him big here in games 3 and 4.
Yeah, I mean, he literally has most of the bomb plants throughout the game. I mean, 35% of them in search and destroy. It's actually quite funny. Him and Krim are the only two for OpTic who have planted the bomb the entire tournament.
Are you shocked?
Formal has never touched the bomb, neither has Karma. So you can see the things that he does in search and destroy to help that team win. Fortunately, they're not winning many of them right now, but you see the Banner Protect has gone underway for our next match. Flashbangs and concussions, they both go. Rapid fire leaves, nothing too surprising.
Well, speaking of Scump and how good he can be, if maybe you're a new viewer not as familiar with King Scump, let's take a quick look.
Competing is what I live for. People think it's so easy and you can just put an hour or two a day into it and it'll just magically happen. It's not like that. You have to be very dedicated. You have to really put your heart and soul into it and hope that it evolves into being a pro gamer. I'm the captain of the competitive team, so I do a lot of the out-of-game stuff, the inviting people to teams, talking about things that we need to work on. You do have to sacrifice quite a bit of time and a lot of different things to really become a professional gamer. There's been holidays like Thanksgiving where I'm down there for an hour eating dinner, and I'd be right back up there practicing again with my team, trying to get better. All of my family is in Pennsylvania. I live in Chicago with my girlfriend. I'll go back maybe once or twice throughout the year to visit and catch up with all of them. But they know that I'm doing what I love and they're very supportive of it. My favorite thing about what I do is definitely competing. People screaming and cheering every time a play was made. Even with those sound canceling headsets, you can still hear the crowd just going absolutely insane. And it really sends shivers throughout your whole body because it's really a surreal experience. There's nothing like it.
Great stuff there from Scump. They need him to be the monster that he can be. But we'll get back to talking about this matchup. While we were taking a look at that, we got into the specialist draft. The main difference you're seeing from either side is going to be a Tempest on the side of Infused, a Sight on the side of OpTic Gaming as the lone weapon. But let's talk a little bit about Evac Uplink. This is a map where you have got to play disciplined or you can be punished in a big way, Matt.
And this is one that game mode that Infused has been very good on. But this particular map, it's really about when you have that preferred side putting up a ton of points because when you're able to attack that AC, you're able to get that good spawn trap going, you really need to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, and from the other side's all possession, right? You want to have the drone for 3 to 4 minutes, but the key when you're on the stronger side is basically just this. You have to have those 60 to 90 seconds where you pin them, punish them, and put 6, 8, 10 points on the board. It has to happen or you're going to lose Evac 9 out of 10 times. But close to getting into this one. OpTic fans in attendance maybe a bit nervous as it's tied up 1-1. But the Uplink game has been pretty solid outside of really against Complexity, right?
Yeah, I mean, 50% win rate for OpTic Gaming at this event in Uplink.
All right, well, I just made that up then.
Same for Infused. The main difference is that OpTic, they control the drone 22% of the time, Infused only 8%. So you see, EnvyUS, they're still able to win these games, don't get a lot of touches on the drone. OpTic does a nice job getting that drone control, making those aggressive pushes.
Well, players getting ready to load in now. Will OpTic Gaming come alive here and take a 2-1 advantage in the series? Or will the European squad in EnvyUS crush the hopes and dreams of many North American fans? Yeah. This is your swing game, right? No 1-1 game. This is the middle of the pack. So much momentum in this one. Who do you want to kick things off with, Matt?
I think we got to kick off with EnvyUS. I mean, this is a huge map for them. I mean, they're able to take one of these next 2 respawns. Doesn't matter which one. You have to feel great about your chances to win this series, knowing you've secured a game 5.
And who was it that struggled? Was it PD or Urban that had the really rough game 1 on Evac?
It was Urban.
It was Urban. Okay.
Yeah, and
okay.
Urban, I know the struggles continue for him. And Uplink a 0.75 KD. So if Urban can give him a good game, which he had a good one in that search, could really make a world of a difference for EnvyUS.
Well, let's get on with Urban. Speaking about him, let's see what he's able to do. Shots in, a little bit shaky, but able to find 1. You've got 2 down now for either side. We'll go over the Superstar 0. He's going to get dropped in drone control. Will go early to OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, and it was Formal and Krim going on a long flank at the beginning, and OpTic gets a 1-point toss off. It's going to be intercepted, though, by Urban, so may not do it in the slaying department with the kills, but does a big interception, making a big play there. Not letting OpTic getting some points on early.
You thought that would be 1 point in the opening seconds, but not able to do it here. Game 3, series tied up 1-1. First minute of this one, not a whole lot of action in the scoring department. Karma is trying to get that one back to spawn, play the possession game here, and start to develop a bit of a push. You don't see this top route from this side of the map very frequently.
From this side, not at all, because OpTic on the preferred of the 2 sides, where you get control of the AC unit, and that bottom side of your mini-map, you're able to put up a lot of points. And now Scump picks up 1 with a melee. Waits a little bit for his teammates, and this should be at least a 1. It looks like he's going to try and force out the gut for 2. Has some good cover.
Oh, the mantle.
The mantle almost screws him there, but he's able to put it in a dunk as OpTic Gaming gets on the board.
The mantle made me a bit nervous, but like you said, the score still comes through. But now OpTic Gaming has been wiped, so you at least get a little bit of control if you're EnvyUS. You're now back to mid-map. Let's get near drone spawn. It's Urban grabbing it, tossing the rock off the PD, but there's 1 in behind. That is Karma finding a kill before being traded out for Urban. They're going to grab the drone now, try to get back. They're not able to do so. Every time the drone really gets touched for the side of EnvyUS, that player is getting cut down. But now, for the time being at least, you got a little bit of control. But I want to switch to Scump's POV. Well, never mind. He gets eliminated almost immediately, but he was kind of your cutoff guy for OpTic Gaming.
And as long as EnvyUS does not let OpTic Gaming get that AC rally on, this is a great first half for EnvyUS. I mean, they may not put up any points, but still, they keep this game close going in the second half. Just takes 2 or 3 kills in succession to really turn it in EnvyUS' favor.
Well, let's see the fight go down here at drone spawn. It's 0 losing that one to Scump. Scump trying to hold on, not able to gun the second player. There to trade it out is Krim, but now you've got 2 down for each side. Possession's going to fall to EnvyUS, and they're going to play the wrap game.
Yeah, I tell you what, I love this first half from EnvyUS. I mean, 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go. OpTic has only got 2 points on the board. I mean, I love it. If you are an EnvyUS fan, you got to be very happy if they're able to, even if they put some points on the board here, you're even happier as you see PD going over the top for a 1. He's going to connect, and I mean, OpTic Gaming has not had a chance to blow this game open.
They haven't really had any bit of control as far as
trying to bringing the drone back.
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of mixing things up. But you need to get a kill or 2 until you can kind of get that trap going on. Right now, it's just Karma kind of dancing mid-map. Looks like he's going to go ahead and reset it as they're trying to find kills. And really, it's just really patient and controlled play from EnvyUS so far. We'll see if they can keep it going. Karma able to gun 1. Things may start to open up if they can win another gunfight. Karma checking his corners here. Trying to get eyes on. Formal's going to find 1, but it's Marky B answering back with 2. And the drone has been grabbed for a second and reset. Karma trying to make plays. He's got Heatwave, just trying to get it out of there. Just some, I don't want to say sloppy play from OpTic, but it just seems uncontrolled, I guess. They haven't been able to kind of force their will onto EnvyUS at all so far.
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of hardcore Call of Duty fans, guys who check out the COD competitive subreddit, they'll remember it was a few weeks back, OpTic Gaming, Karma went on a little bit of a rant. It was because of their poor play on this map and mode specifically, and he just kind of called everybody out for not going towards the drone and getting control, and PD goes in for a 2. And EnvyUS in the lead with a minute to go from the least of the preferred sides. is not looking good for OpTic Gaming at this moment in time.
And Zero is just crushing right now, and Marky B has the drone. Should be one more point on, 4-2. The damage being done by EnvyUS. OpTic has got to come alive. You do have a bit of a streak, at least for Crim6. Let's see how close he is. He's still got a ways to go to building kind of streaks. The assist there will add on to the tally. But now they're going drone hunting.
This is going to be points.
It should be points for Zero. Can they cut him off? Chasing from behind. He has a dunk wide open. I don't know if he realizes it, but if he gets forward, the dunk is there, trying to get to the edge, getting shot from behind, goes for the 1-point toss. Wise is that he actually did get chased down there by Crim6. And the Crim6 streak does continue, so now only 225 off the lighting.
It's going to be EnvyUS with drone in hand. Here at the end, though, it's going to be OpTic picking up 2 kills. Let's see if they can get some points here in the final seconds. It's going to be Scump trying to get a throw off. Does not connect. It'll be EnvyUS up 3, going into the second half, attacking that AC side. Man.
And we have seen, all right, so why I mentioned that this is so disciplined beforehand, yes, there is kind of a stronger side, yes, but when you play from the side that EnvyUS just did, and you play with the amount of discipline you did, and you work on drone control, and you don't really let OpTic ever get any amount of control, OpTic can do the same thing here. As long as you don't, you have to play almost mistake-free Call of Duty, but you can certainly win from that side of the map.
But where is the aggression from OpTic Gaming? Like, where is the in-your-face, like, we're just going to keep challenging you and slaying out over and over again to try and get that map control that you needed? Like, where was that?
We haven't seen it yet, and they've got 2 down already. Thankfully, Scump able to find 1, find 2, kind of hold on to things for OpTic. As you may have saw early points on the board. Scump still doing damage, 2 players pushing him. No idea how he's still alive, but drone is out for Zero, and he may get a toss over the top. No, I think he threw that directly into the pipes up top, and that's going to come back, and now you have 3 down for EnvyUS. It's OpTic's chance to get forward. They have a player down as well. Not sure what route to take as they are coming off a spawn. But so far, so good here in the opening half. The question is, can they put points on the board?
I mean, they are, if Scump does not get that 2-piece, that is a rally for EnvyUS. And you just got to wonder, maybe it's like, how long can you just rely on like those big magic plays, those big 2-pieces from 1 or 2 players on your team? It's just like, it's not going to result in consistent outcomes.
The juke's on for Karma. I don't know what he's trying to make, how he's trying to make the play here, but you do now have 1 up for EnvyUS. So the problem, though, you don't get to punish if you're OpTic Gaming. Everyone top side of the map, you all have to rotate back now to drone spawn. PD may get there in time. Good, yeah, I was just about to say perfect time for Kinetic, but the headshot comes in from Formal. That proves crucial as he likely would have had 2 kills. Now you have a chance to fully forward. There are 2 players on defense, but Marky B finding 2 yet again. Every time you think things are going to open up for OpTic, Marky B, the veteran, is there to slow it down. OpTic still has a chance, but everything falling apart. They cannot get any offense going. Can they do it behind the site? There's 3. Formal finding 3 points coming forward. Surely you have to get something in now. Let's go to the drone carry. Can he get it through? There's one in the close right corners. Fly through for the dunk. There it is. Formal drops, but now only down 1.
You see Karma pushing forward. This is a great play. Going to cut off the players from EnvyUS. They cannot get back to drone spawn. He's only able to get 1. But slows down what would have been a good push from EnvyUS. It's going to be OpTic trying to get the drone out of that position, trying to wrap it back towards their side of the map, and it's going to be Zero picking up 2 big kills, and here comes Krim on a little bit of a flank.
Karma able to pick up the 1 to Krem's left. That's Marky B yet again getting a kill around drone spawn, but Krem, good job pushing things out in front. Now you're going to have another attack. So far, EnvyUS has not been able to touch the drone whatsoever. You don't want the drone in this man's hand. Let him slay in front. Let the drone get picked up from behind. Shots not on point. Not able to pick it up at the 1 point, maybe over the top. Gets the tie there. Is the interception there? The interception's there. It's Zero finding the pick.
Zero's sick. I mean, every game mode this guy has brought it against OpTic Gaming. I mean, you look at some of these teams. I mean, top teams. I mean, everybody on EnvyUS is very talented, but he has had a lot of work to do this weekend. He has showed up in a big way, and look at this route, trying to get a 1-point playoff, and he does not connect. It's going to be an interception from Scump, preventing points from going in from EnvyUS. That is a big play there from Scump.
There's 1 here to meet. It's going to be Marky B. A drone needs a little bit of help. Can they find the kill? Marky B's been such a nuisance around mid-map, and look at that. He just wraps all the way back to drone, plays his life. You know, with the extended respawn, how important your life is in Uplink and CTF, but now can you get the tie? They need that green wall magic here in the closing 90 seconds. You've got Karma leading the way, trying to keep the drone carrier alive. The heat wave's going to come in, two going to drop. Now they're pushing forward. Karma in front. Can they get the kill? The lead changes there. And Uplink Gaming now in front.
And they have control of the drone respawn, so it's going to be important for Scump to get into the Infuse base and start to slay out. He drops, Infuse gets a full reset. They take everybody out in their base. They need to push up the map though, and Infuse, their main struggle in Uplink has been getting control of the drone, have not been able to do it in this game. And it's going to be Marky B coming through the middle, has some teammate support here. They just need to track down the drone.
They haven't been able to find it yet. It's in Karma's hand. I'm out of here. See you later. Trying to burn the clock. If he can get a one here, it'd be so big. Make sure Infuse can't win it with the tie. He's going for glory. There's the dunk. Two-possession game. What a play from Damon Barlow.
And OpTic Gaming has dominated this second half of Uplink. You see though, Infuse, they're going to pick up 3 kills. They're going to get drone spawn in control. It should at least be a 1-point play here from Zero. Should be able to knock this one down with ease. He's going to fly into the OpTic Gaming base. He gets taken out. OpTic picks up all the kills needed though. Should be able to stabilize for the time being. It's going to be important. Karma just needs to get control of the drone, can bring it back towards the rest of their team. And he drops on the ground. Thankfully, nobody there for Infuse. And OpTic just needs to play the clock. They're going to go for a reset here. And that should be it.
That's it. OpTic Gaming comes back in your final 90 seconds. The crowd's letting them hear it.
Yeah, they got to be, it's a big sigh of relief there in that OpTic Gaming booth. I mean, they are, what, 90 seconds away from losing that, going down 2-1 here. They come back in a big way.
You finally hear some energy in this auditorium. It's been that was not an easy win. That was not an easy win at all. But it's funny, you know, as lopsided as we kind of felt Evac was at times, you saw there with disciplined play what you can do when you're not pushing towards AC, and both sides played it great. I feel like, you know, it was like a 75-25 advantage for me early in Black Ops 3. It's become a whole hell of a lot closer to 50-50 if you play it smart.
I think it's really, I mean, that second half is just about Infuse could never get control of the drone. I mean, we saw them pick up the drone maybe once, and take a look at some of the highlights from this one. Scump putting in that dunk early, but it was great play from Infuse in the first half. That set them up the position to be able to take this uplink. It's going to complete the mission.
Hey, Zero getting hyped. You said it right. He has been bringing it to OpTic, man. He has been the one guy that consistently can slay. It's the reason we talk about him being one of the top slayers in EU. There is no one really in the game that he can't go gun on gun with.
I would have liked to see, you know, I think it's just because we're kind of hard on them because they're so talented, but you got to see better play at OpTic Gaming. I mean, this is an Infuse team that has struggled mightily this weekend. Granted, they're a very good team, but these games are very close, even. I mean, outside of the Hardpoint, I mean, you know, the Search and Destroy, Infuse really took it to them. You really get a feeling OpTic was going to win that one. This one, I mean, 90 seconds to go, Infuse is in the lead. This is an OpTic Gaming team that's going to have to figure some things out as the day goes on.
Now, what looks good for me, what I think looks good for OpTic Gaming is the fact that you're now going to Stronghold CTF. Now, remember we talked about the fact that OpTic had whatever it was, 72, 73% win rate in Stage 2, right up there with Envy. They're probably second best behind Envy when it comes to CTF. And Stronghold is a map where I have seen them just slap people. Remember, what was it? It was Stage 2. I know they got beat ultimately by Luminosity, but it was CTF Stronghold, and it was like a 4-0 in 2.5 minutes. Just completely knocked the socks off them. This is a scary, scary game for Infused.
But I do think, though, with how shaky we've seen 3 and 4B for OpTic Gaming, they do have a chance. I mean, last night against Envy,
have a chance, yeah.
Last night against Envy, that CTF was not pretty. I mean, it's a 1-0 game. Kind of an odd type of CTF. Envy, a very good CTF team, though. Doesn't give up a lot of caps. Very good on the defensive end. But you got to expect, like, where's the firepower? Like, just, like, you have such talent, like, such great slayers. Like, use them. Put them in positions where they can do some damage.
We'll take a look here at your scoreboard for the best of 5 here in losers. Round 1. OpTic taking 1 and 3. Search and Destroy still where the struggle is coming. The question is, can they close it out here on Stronghold?
They better.
And I mean, okay, I don't know if things have kind of changed for OpTic, but I know Hunted has been a map they've struggled to maybe understand and play collectively in the past. You know, I've heard Krim kind of, I can't remember if it was after Stage 1 or Stage 2, but he was like, how the hell do you play Hunted? They were still struggling to figure it out, but a lot of time has gone by since then. I think it ends here. I think it ends with Stronghold. I have seen some performances from OpTic. You know, when they get smokes on the map and they're pushing towards Mansion, they just bully people. But again, kind of like you said, like, where has been that bullying presence, where they're just running at you with no respect, just gunning you. And I don't know if it's more of a, now they respect teams. Teams have caught up, and they're not as comfortable just playing that. But that's what you do as OpTic Gaming.
Right. They need to force other teams to play their play style, not just fit into what the other team wants to do. And that's when we see OpTic Gaming be at their peak. Because when they're being aggressive, they're forcing those gun engagements. It just causes chaos, you know, in the opposing team's comms and their setups. And then it opens up, you know, lanes. You know, one guy on EnvyUS, let's say, you know, it's starting to get crazy. He goes to an angle that another teammate was at, and then they get two-pieced by Scump, and things just start unraveling for the opponent. So I think that's when OpTic Gaming's at their best, when they're being aggressive. That frenetic pace that they're trying to cause, that chaotic gameplay, and we have just not seen them do it.
We'll see if they can get it done here. Just taking a look at the specialist draft, pretty similar to what we saw last time as far as Tempest for the side of EnvyUS, Scythe for the side of OpTic Gaming. The rest of it going to be a mere matchup with Kinetic Psychosis and Heatwave. Yeah, now Camo leaves the game. That's why you don't see that. And obviously Overdrive leaves during CTF. We don't see any Overdrive during CTF or Uplink because it's such a powerful ability. You know, one player picks up the drone or the flag, pops his Overdrive, completely gone to the other side of the map. I feel like Camo's almost become right up there. Yeah, it wasn't banned that frequently. I mean, Overdrive has always been taken out, but Camo's been banned quite a bit here. We've seen Overdrive in like a handful of games. You know, during stage 1 and stage 2. I feel like we saw more during stage 1 than stage 2. Stage 2, I feel like we didn't see it at all. And obviously, I mean, when we have seen Overdrive be in the game, I can remember it was a stage 1 match, FaZe versus Envy, where, oh, well, there goes your controller. Yeah, I'm going to need that. Yeah, no, you definitely need that. It was Attach, I believe, getting like 5 flag caps with Overdrive during a CTF game on Fringe. So after that one, we really haven't seen Overdrive really come into play. Yeah, no, that's really, really true. But the guys just finishing, editing everything before we hop in, but I want to take a look at some of the kind of statistics that we saw from the uplink there between these two squads. So this is, I believe, your scoring lanes from round 2. From the OpTic Gaming side, as you can see from the green highlight. And I mean, what it kind of tells me is most of their routes came from wrapping back to base or wrapping back to mid. You only have one of their scoring presses kind of coming from bullying through the front. I think the most interesting one is the one that starts at their own base, right? And you kind of see it goes all the way from that A point all the way through that drone spawn, all the way through the mid, into that top side of the minimap, and then that wall run. That was the one that won it. That was when Scump had intercepted it and then brought the drone around that top side of the map. Very cool there, though, to kind of see their exact routes as they make plays. That's all basically their objective winning drives. But Uplink is done. It is now time to get loaded in to capture the flag. And the Shiva has made it in. Its presence will likely be known here as I'm hopping through some of the guys. Marky B is going to have a Shiva. You've got a 3AR setup for EnvyUS to start. And it's more of a 2-2 split for OpTic Gaming. Now, EnvyUS is going to start from the side where you're going to need to do damage. A little bit easier to get caps in when you're pushing towards Mansion. But let's start off with OpTic, see what they were able to do. Crimsix's going to have, he's being challenged by the Shiva there. So yeah, I'm out. See you later. Get out of here. You're not going to win that gunfight. Yep, he died to the Shiva as soon as I went off of him. Because he got VMP versus Shiva coming out of bunker. Good luck. Yeah, no, not ideal. It's very confusing to me why EnvyUS would go with 3 assault rifles on this side of the map, because you want to attack towards Mansion, like you were saying. You want that SMG power to get in there and get control. I mean, with assault rifles, you're not going to be able to push straight through. 100%, I think, just for the opening break. I can almost, well, here, let's go check. I would almost guarantee they're going to switch over to more of a 2-2. Man of War, and no, there's still 3. There's still going to be 3. I mean, Man of War can kind of apply pressure, and you know that this is going to be Marky B's position on the map, right? He's going to be playing as passive as possible, sitting in the back with a Shiva, making sure they can stop any kind of flood coming from OpTic. And I can assure you that this side of the map for OpTic Gaming, this is going to be a very frustrating 5 minutes. Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you can imagine the SMG players getting towards the EnvyUS flag and then having to deal with the Shiva in the back. Shiva so dominant at range. It's just that one pop assault rifle that can really do some damage. Petey going in, well, trying to melee before he shoots. That's not ideal. Probably would have liked to use some bullets there as he's going to get taken out, trying to get control. Top Mansion, Zero putting some pressure on Fire Pit. He's going to drop as well. And you're going to see a little bit of a slower pace of CTF than I know what some North American viewers are used to seeing, because the Europeans and CTF play very slow, very methodical. And you can actually see it's Marky B trying to get through bunker on your minimap. He falls.
It's actually Formal able to pick that up, and here comes Krim applying some pressure.
This could very well be a cap if he can get to the edge. Who's there to follow it up? It's going to be Karma. You need to trade that kill. It was a 3-on-1. But who's wrapping behind? It's actually Formal behind. He's able to find one. Able to find... No, he can't find the second. And who else? It's Zero. If there is anyone on this team that can turn and burn a player like Formal, yeah, he wins that. That might be a cap. That very well is a flagpole.
And Karma is over on that side of the map with Scump, the remaining 2 players for Optic. Karma falls off the map during that. So that kind of ends that push for Optic Gaming. And EnvyUS has not gotten anything on the offensive end during this. You almost kind of feel like they're going to play very slow. They're going to try and go for a sneak cap and a pull.
Well, let's see if they can get through it all. I mean, Bunker typically, when you're pushing from the the red side, the EnvyUS side, that's where you're able to sneak through sometimes. And if you take a look at the minimap, nobody really home, but you do have Karma back at base kind of waiting for this. Let's look at it from Marky B's point of view. Will the timing work out? Karma checks it. He was ready for Bunker. You know, you feel like you have all this room. Marky B's like, oh, I've got all the way through Bunker. I'm good. Nah, Karma's waiting for you.
It's going to be PD trying to get this flag back for EnvyUS as Scump gets out towards Snow. As long as he dodges some shots, it's some great cover fire from Karma.
That is a cap.
This is 100% a cap.
Solid stuff there from Optic. It was Karma, I believe, looking over Scump. He got tagged up, but right after that, he dipped behind the rock, and then it was Karma able to pick up the kill. Let's go over to Karma as he drops. We talked about a bit of struggles from him yesterday. He certainly picked it up today. He was on a 4 streak there. I mean, as long as they can keep the energy up, I mean, I think we can all agree they certainly have the ability to rip through 5 teams today.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, look at what happened last year at COD Champs, right? FaZe Red rallies through a bunch of teams on Saturday. And Optic Gaming definitely has potential to do that.
If you're just joining us, Optic is up 1-0 here. This is the closeout game for Optic Gaming. Can they take it 3-1 over EnvyUS? Remember, this is an elimination game. 2 down right now for Optic, 3 down right now for Optic. It's just going to be Formal in the back of the base, going to have to make the defensive stand. He's found one. He's looking for a second there at bar, trying to play his life. That 1 kill likely slowing things down enough for his teammates to come up spawn and pick up the kills.
Now Krim's going to push in towards Mansion, clear that out. So looked like EnvyUS was going to get a little bit aggressive there. It's completely stopped, and they're playing on a side where we see more of the flags go through. So you imagine when Optic gets a chance in the second half, they're really going to put the pressure on in towards that Mansion, and I'm really not a fan of the way EnvyUS has played this first half.
Well, talking a little bit about Optic, Karma continues his tear here. Hasn't seen him yet. You whiff a shot on him, though, you're going to get punished. Urban likely going to be pushed, but with 25 seconds left, I mean, you have a couple of kills that you might want to carry into the second side with regards to streaks. Do you try to make one last push? I don't think you have the help from behind here for a Karma to try and make a play on the flag.
No, I mean, there's nobody close, right? I mean, now they're starting to get a little bit aggressive over towards Snow, but still, I mean, 8 seconds left, no chance to get that flag down the map, and right now, Karma and Formal just playing for some streaks.
Yeah, I would carry these streaks over. You have 3 for each of them. I think Scump might have just gotten those 2 kills to go out to a 3 streak, so you could have 3 different players building a little bit here. Obviously not that close, but at least building. And you know in this particular game mode, Capture the Flag, how important streaks can be. Especially, you know, if you're playing from this side and you get some streaks going, I mean, that almost spells disaster and game over for EnvyUS.
Yeah, score streaks in CTF is, I would say, probably the most powerful game mode to have them in, especially when you get that Hellstorm and Lightning. It really bails you out. If you make a mistake and the other team pulls your flag, it can give you a lot of time to get towards their flag or potentially, you know, even kill the player with the flag and stop them from bringing it home.
So yes, all 3 players, Matt, are going to be on a 3 streak. 1 ends up dropping, 5 for Scump, but he will fall as well. So the last remaining person on streaks right now is going to be Formal if they carry it over for him, if he's able to find some more, but it's going to be Krim applying pressure with the smokes, trying to make a play as he's going to get to back square, wrap behind Statue and look for a play. You see PD waiting there at Statue, trying to tag him up, back him up, but there's not a lot of help here. By that, I mean very, very little. The only person alive is Formal here as Krim drops. It's going to leave him by his lones, but he's out now to a 5 streak. Oh, God, if he would have had a chance for 1 more burst there, maybe able to make a play on the flag, and if he's able to grab it there, find 1 more, could get fully streaked out.
And if you're Optic Gaming, you don't have to worry about anyone from EnvyUS coming into your base. I mean, they've not gotten close whatsoever as Krim's going to push straight through Bunker. Gets taken out by PD, who's camping there, waiting for him to come by. And 3 minutes, 50 seconds to go about on the clock. You see right now, I mean, Zero is not shown up in this one. And he has had a very good series up until this point, but right now 3-9. He's been the superstar for Infused. They need him to really start to get going, especially, you know, when attacking this side of the map.
Well, I want to watch the defense real quick from OpTic. They're getting pushed big time. All three drop, but Scump's on the other side of the map. He's going to be able to pull out the flag. But this is going to be intense. What route does he pick? He's going to have to win a one-on-one gunfight. He's going to have to. Otherwise, this is a score for Infuse. He's going to dip into the corner, trying to wait a little bit of help. They're going to spot the opposite side. Perfect pop of kinetic armor, able to find the kill. He still managed to stay alive. There's one more from behind. There's one more from behind. Can't win it. And that's going to be a 1-1 tie here as Infuse puts it through.
For a second there, I thought he was about to just turn on Irvin. And I think this place would have absolutely exploded if he would have been able to pick that up. But OpTic Gaming with a flagpole on the opposite side of the map. It's going to be all on Scump to pick up these kills on the overextension. Fuse needs to go. I mean, they have no other option. It's going to be Zero with the Tempest, able to get one. Scump's trying to clear out his base, and you see that timing there. But they still get it, but it has a great opportunity as Infuse wipes out OpTic to get a counter cap here.
This should be a counter cap. The only person up that might be able to make a play is going to be Formal. He's going to have to hunt forward, try to get a flagpole, try to get in position to make a play. They're all going to be swarming through Mansion. You have to go. Got to strap on those Pumas. Is Urban going to be pushing through? Let's go to his POV. He's got Heatwave, should be able to get over the top. Can they find the kill? Formal has dropped. The counter cap is there. And they are all tied up 2-2, 2.5 to go.
OpTic has to be kicking themselves a little bit. They've given up 2 flags from this side of the map. As you've seen the pressure coming from Infuse, it's definitely amped up here. And Krim trying to get into the base. And they're right there. I would have liked to see him just kind of sit inside Mansion. Scump's just firing the wall. And you know, you'd like to see Krim just sit inside of Mansion, just hold that positioning. You know, maybe pick up a kill or two, slow Infuse from pushing up the map. But see, this one's going to come right down to the wire.
Scump tries to get away, but will ultimately be cut down. I think he saw one in the corner, but he goes vertical, and Zero able to catch him. Under 2 to play now. Let's see if Karma's able to find a hole. He's found a kill there. Shot looks crisp, but gets cut down from mid-map from behind with a VMP very quickly.
It's really weird to see Infuse be in this match with Zero with 7 kills. You know, bottom and slaying, we talked about how Urban and PD both need to pick it up. They are showing up in a big way in the CTF. If you got like a typical Zero game and Marky B played a little bit better, this is one that Infuse may potentially have the lead here with 1:20 to go, but it's going to be 2 kills for Infuse. And oh, this is going to be a big gunfight. It's going to be Zero against Krim. Krim's able to go back, defend his flag, going to get the return. Secure OpTic Gaming's base for the time being.
But there's more pressure coming in. Are they going to be able to make the play? Urban cutting down everybody. It's Scump to play defense. The accidental melee comes out from PD, and Scump shuts it down. He loses a gunfight there, and that is most likely going to be a flag out. There is one player mid right underneath you. Oh, I thought he was going to check it for just a second. But for now, that's going to be Zero waiting patiently here, trying to find a kill. The pressure starting to mount forward here for OpTic Gaming. With Zero finding the kill mid-map, though, his position will be given up, and now it's going to be on Scump to make a play. He just saw Marky B. He wants to challenge here. He wants to take this gunfight one-on-one, but there's one to his left as well. Not able to do it. 2 down now for OpTic Gaming. And now the pressure coming forward from Infuse. One's going to drop. The next person up is PD. Can he make a play? He has kinetic armor. Looks like he's saving it for now. 20 seconds left on the clock. Is anyone going to be able to make some late game heroics here for Infuse? One more gunfight, one for PD. He still has kinetic, but if you're going to do it, you have to grab the flag now. Everybody down except for Karma. Karma's in the back of the base looking to hold, and at this point, I just don't think you have enough time to grab it and get back. If you pushed a little bit quicker here, I think maybe you had a chance.
You did, and I think really, Zero coming off the spawn has to get the snow a little bit faster, and he's there to help his teammate Urban, because Urban's picking up some kills in the mid lane. They would have been able to get the flag out, but I think for Infuse, you just have to be happy you forced OT. You played a very poor first half. When you had that advantage, attacking over towards the Mansion, you go huge in the second half, and it's been really led by PD's play.
Games 1 and 2 were blowouts. Games 3 and 4 have been as tight as possible. You get the clutch, closing 60 seconds or so from OpTic Gaming in the uplink, and now CTF. It's OT, baby. Can they close it out, or will we see a game 5? Eyes on with Scump. Pressure on the King. He's able to find one out of rocks, trying to tag up Urban. The wallbang is going to come in. Karma has picked up one as well, and that means fly, fly, fly. OpTic soaring forward across the map.
It's going to be Infused, just playing a ton of base defense here. You see Krim with those smokes. You talked about it a little bit in the pregame, and it's going to be some Psychosis on Psychosis action here as see the clones fly out from the side of Infuse. Now Crim's going to use his. A lot invested here for OpTic Gaming. It's going to be kinetic armor. Scump gets a huge two-piece. And OpTic Gaming's got the flag heading over towards bunker.
The only person that can maybe make a play is going to be the Heatwave from Urban. He's coming from behind. The Heatwave is up. He's got one. He's got two. He shuts it down. Not my house. Urban clutches up. The place is silent. You thought you had a cap for sure. He is the only man alive.
And that makes up for all his poor play in the first few maps, right? I mean, Urban makes a game-saving play there, potentially for Infused, using that heat wave, and OpTic has to be crushed. You know, all the momentum they had, they were probably on fire in their comms. Everyone's feeling great, and then that happens, and they have to just be so deflated right now.
What a play from Urban. But who is going to be able to make the dagger? And you got to think, if that goes through from this side in the opening, what, minute and a half?
It's
well,
over.
60 seconds, really. It's done. That is likely game. But now you have to reset. Try to find the kill in the back. Karma able to find one. Marky B and crew stacking the back of the base. You got a pinched attack coming in. They're going to be spawning directly. Well, actually, one spawned back at Rocks. I thought they might spawn back with them coming from either side. I don't know that they're going to be ready for this. Zero might be able to sneak through a little bit here.
And if I'm Zero, I don't even go back. See, I don't even challenge this. I just sneak by, and I know I have to win one gunfight, and I get my team to score.
Well, he is able to get an assist and find a kill and now push forward. So a lot of pressure going to be on Scump, I think, defensively here to try and make a play. He's able to find one inside a mansion. Slow down, Infused for the time being, finds two. Saw the third, go ahead and give me it. Gets all three. Scump 23 and 16 now, and a good chance for OpTic Gaming to push forward.
He's going to push right towards where the players on Infuse are spawning. He's going to be able to take out Urban, but it's pretty weak, needs the backup. Some nice shots to VMP there from PD, but here's the player who's in position to make something happen. It's going to be Crim. Marky B does not see him coming. Crim's going to get one. Use his Psychosis now. He's got Formal there to help him. Crim just trying to stay alive.
And Formal cleans up PD and Urban. That's just enough to get it done. Crim has the flag. He's strapping on those Nikes, and he is out. The person to pick it up in Mansion, gonna be Scump. There's one. Does he see him at bar? There's one wall run, one at bar. Scump trying to deal with all the pressure in the world. He's able to find the kill. Can Crim now get it in? There's somebody cutting it off. Is the return gonna be there? Do they find the kill? It's the heat wave from Karma. Karma's got the flag. Karma's got the cap. And with 3-10, it's through.
And for a second there, it looked like Zero was going to make a hero play. I mean, he takes Crim out coming through bunker. He gets behind the van. Karma with a big heat wave, able to keep that going.
You know, I didn't switch POVs because like we had kind of the perfect vision there on the flag. I was like, God, I'm gonna hop to the wrong person. But you see the heat wave.
I was
come
gonna
in.
say, I love how you're trying to like say that.
I
You just had no idea who that actually was.
I stared at the floor, man.
Yeah.
I stared at the floor. I got lucky. But that was insane. Here we go. 3 minutes on the clock in OT for Infuse Chant Dreams to stay alive.
And Infuse did a good job scoring from this side of the map previously, so you're not too worried about them trying to make a play, but looks like Crim has gotten behind enemy lines. I don't know if Infuse knows he's in this position. And you see Marky B getting aggressive with the Shiva. He's gonna have to post up here, help his teammates, but Formal's got that scythe out. The scythe so devastating, and Crim actually wins one huge gun engagement with the flag against Urban. It's gonna be all on PD with the flag in hands. He's going to fall. This may be it for Infuse. OpTic Gaming running the flag down Snow.
Crim's going, Scump's got the cutoff. Crim's going, and that is game. Wow, what a CTF we just had, Matt.
Just an incredible performance in OT by OpTic Gaming. You know, Infuse, they hang in there tough. Very talented team all year. They win the S&D. Very close in the uplink, a minute 30 away from winning in there. From the least preferred side on Stronghold. They tie it up, they force OT. A very strong performance from Infuse.
Oh my God, like how nerve-wracking was the uplink and the CTF, both just completely coming down to the wire. Look at the faces of the OpTic players. I think there's like,
oh, it's just a sigh of relief.
we dodged
but
a bullet
it's like,
there.
I mean, they don't really have much relief because they have to keep playing. I mean, they're going to play the entire day.
And I'm with you. I mean, they don't need series like that, man.
No.
They need a couple just 3-0s, a couple ones they breeze through in 60 minutes or less, and then they're ready to move on because
you'll run out of gas. I mean, you're just playing too many games in a day.
The adrenaline, I mean, I know it's maybe not the same as running a marathon or something, but when you're in that, the adrenaline is going, the games are close, you physically get drained after time.
You know what it is? I don't know if it's like just the games, but it's like the highs and the lows, right? It's like from going like in an hour and a half, 2-hour series that we just had, like, you know, being at like a top amp level and then going completely down, crashing for like 20 minutes, just taking a break, 30 minutes taking a break, and then having to get right back up to that level to play again. It's very difficult, very taxing on the mind and the body.
Well, we'll take a look at some of the replays here from the Game 4. where Optic Gaming was able to keep their 2016 COD champ streams alive. If he would have gotten that kill there, the place would have erupted.
Oh.
People may have fell out of the stands.
It would have been silly, but EnvyUS, such a valiant effort. I mean, obviously not their best event overall as a team. You know, did not get a lot of the slaying that they needed from everybody.
How
I mean,
sick
really,
was this play?
That was a sick play.
The heat wave there, the timing is beautiful.
Guys. Window. I got wave, Seth. I got wave.
Me as well.
Clear main. Stay alive, stay alive.
And so you got to hear, I got waved.
Yeah.
It's just frustration. That was truly awesome play from Urban, but not enough as EnvyUS gets sent home. You see the crowd react there, going bananas as Optic takes it. But like you said, as good as that feels for the crowd, for the Optic fans in attendance, for Hector sitting somewhere, he's so superstitious.
He still owes us those jackets.
Could be in the crowd, could be like in the fetal position in the bathroom somewhere. I'm not really sure, but you have a long, long road ahead of you.
Yeah, I mean, look, you still have to fix your S&D game. And you're not even too sure about your Uplink and CTF right now. They get a good win there against a very talented team in EnvyUS, but still a lot of things they can work on. And I think it's just because we hold them to such like a high regard that they need to be that good. I think that's kind of where the position we're coming from. But still, you know, to play against those top teams later in the loser bracket, you need to be better in those modes.
All right, well, let's, you know, we talked about Optic. Big win, obviously, must win, do or die.
Yeah.
What do you take away from EnvyUS? I mean, they're done. They're going to be hanging out in LA now. At least they have COD XP to experience, but what do you take away from this?
Look, I mean, they've had a fantastic year, right? One of Europe's best teams. I think Zero really cemented himself as like a top player in that region. I think, I know, they'll probably look back on this event and be pretty disappointed with their individual performances.
Well, EnvyUS, a tough loss, but Optic Gaming, a massive win, one notch in the belt on this losers bracket run. On the floor, we have Zoe with Karma.
Karma joining me for a quick word. First of all, congrats on the first win of the day. Hopefully many more to come. Now let's talk a bit about the game we just saw. It wasn't as one-sided as a lot of people would have hoped. Was it as one-sided as you guys would have hoped? Did you expect this?
Well, we knew they were a good team. I know we're all in the losers bracket, but I think EnvyUS is a great team, and they played pretty well. I think we still have a few things we could have done a little bit better, and we really just have to fix our S&D, I think.
I was just about to ask about the S&D. Is that something you guys have been focusing a lot going into this tournament?
Yeah, we really did, and unfortunately, it hasn't worked out yet, this event, and I think it's really costed us a little bit. But I mean, we got a lot of matches today, I hope, and a lot of time to improve. And if we want to make it further in this losers bracket, we do have to win some S&Ds.
It seems to be kind of a reoccurring thing for Optic to show up at tournaments and kind of having a slow start. Why do you think that is?
I'm not too sure, honestly. I don't think we really had a slow start. I think the Thursday match really messed us up with the delay. I think we felt great before that match, and then there was just a huge delay, and that match didn't go as well as we expected it to do. It was a very close series, but I still feel we didn't play to our full potential in it. And I mean, it put us down to losers bracket, so we've just been trying to improve, trying to get better, and trying to make the craziest losers bracket run ever.
Well, having you in the losers bracket just means we get to watch more of your games, which of course makes the crowd go crazy and happy. Me too. Thanks a lot for the chat. Good luck to you and your team. We're heading back to you guys.
Awesome stuff, Zoe and Karma. Great interview. Matt and I were so distracted. So we were
a little bit distracted during that.
We have basically the COD XP on the big 70-inch TV over here, and there was a Game 5 round 11 going down. I was like trying to listen to both, but did Hyper Games
I was pretty
take it?
focused on that, to be honest. Yes, Hyper Games took that. So if you were wondering about Hyper Games Epsilon, Hypergames won that in round 11.
Game 5, round 11. But guys, that is going to do it here for the matchup here with Optic Gaming up against EnvyUS. Now, we'll take a look real quick at the recap in case you missed the action. It was a big win in game 1. After that, I mean, it is tight. I know the S&D pretty one-sided, I guess, for EnvyUS,
yes.
but you're Uplink and CTF. I mean, I know it says 4-2, but those 2 caps come in overtime. That was incredibly close.
And the Evac Uplink with about 90 seconds to go is EnvyUS up 6-5. So it just kind of tells you where that game was. And then obviously Stronghold, it's a 2-cap win for Optic Gaming. Both of those, though, come in rounds of OT.
It really, really does. And coming up next then, on Alpha, it's going to be FaZe. Envy. Envy has just beaten Optic. FaZe hasn't dropped a damn map yet. Who's gonna take that? We got a quick break. We will be right back.
Gaming, it was close. Well, Team Caliber, it looks like they're the perfect storm of teams that we initially thought about allegiance coming into this tournament. Maybe we could potentially see Team Caliber make a deep run in the tournament. I know I'm good friends with all the guys on the TK roster. They've been putting in the time and the effort to perform here, and specifically about Search and Destroy, they said that they have a lot of counter strategies and a lot of blind counters for teams to what they could potentially meet up against and what kind of strats they could see. So look for Team Caliber to continue to make this loser bracket run. I'm excited to get this action on the way and just to see how everything else plays out. A lot of big matches to come today, but before we get there, we have to check in once again with Puckett and Jack at the XP Zone desk.
Thank you very much, Revan. TK now with 3 Game 5 victories. And I want to point out the map they were playing is Hunted. This is a map that a lot of pros decide to just skip when they're practicing. It's not the wager rotation, and they don't love to scrim it as much. I love that TK looked prepared. Kolchan, Theory, and Gunjar were looking flawless at times. This was a team effort, a huge win for Team Caliber today.
Oh, absolutely. And now they get to coast right on through. They get to wait for their next matchup because right now, the winners bracket matches are going to start to come into play. Our first one has already kicked off on the Charlie stream. This one is going to be a hell of a lot of fun to watch. It's Elevate going up against Cloud9, and as you can see, only 10 seconds separating these two teams.
Assault just too strong. We'll have a look at Assault's perspective. Watching that rear flank. Also Tempest at the ready for him. Perfect shots on Aqua. Can he get a second? Felony also coming on through. Felony taken down as well. That's a second for Assault. Lacefield in the back now, whipping up time for Cloud9. They've just managed to take the lead from Elevate, which has been the story of this game so far. Cloud9 have been maintaining their position thus far. Elevate nipping at their heels.
And welcome to the game, XP. Assault is in the game as well. You see, though, he is going to get taken down by Aqua. Aqua being the main AR for Elevate, having a pretty solid game thus far at 14-10. Happy to take over that role. There's always the debate about whether or not it's going to be Aqua or Facento. Well, Aqua has pretty much asserted his dominance as the main AR for the squad, so Facento going to be that player to adjust. Meanwhile, though, Aqua, well, pulls out the Tempest. Ricky, though, with that heat wave, is able to shut him down instantaneously.
Great stuff there. I thought that Tempest play was something beautiful to behold, but alas, Heatwave closing him out very, very quickly. Still on board with Assault now. Holding on what time they have. 40 seconds left on the next hardpoint. Actually not doing too much here. Great shots from Nagafen. We'll dive on board with Felony now, who's laying waste to the members of C9 here in the hardpoint. Lovely two-piece from him. C9 still in the lead, but Elevate ever so close behind them. Great stuff. Felony on a 3-kill streak now. Doing a ton of work. There's his 4th. Can he make it 5? Doesn't manage to. Ricky, glorious shots from him. Still on board with the members of Elevate, who are still controlling that hard point. 14 seconds remaining on the clock here. It is neck and neck between these two teams.
Well, if you recall from the, start of the game, that first hill, Cloud9 was able to blow open the lead initially with a 42-7 lead. Then, of course, in that second hill, it was nothing but Elevate. So Elevate, so far, done a very good job to fix the spawns, but of course, now they're going to be trying to break into this Pillars Hill. And of course, C9 right now with the perfect setup. But again, that Afterburner Protect coming in, Felony on the flank. Get some shots down on 2 separate players, and they're just going to come out, and it looks like. So gunfights now, for now, I should say, going in favor of C9. Elevate, not successful on the first merry-go-round.
On board now with Ricky. Holding on for dear life. Doesn't manage to do too much against the heat wave of Nagafen. Absolutely destructive play there. Nagafen will have a jump on board his perspective. His heat wave has been devastating.
I really love those 2 separate breaks we saw Elevate try to attempt. One was methodical. You saw Felony going all the way around back, doing everything the wall run. Didn't work out. Eventually, they just got shut down by C9. Second time around, nope, I'm just going to slide straight into the hill, heat wave, hope for the best, and then just kill everything. So a little bit of a diverse strategies coming out for Elevate, but of course, heat wave, well, that's what makes it incredibly powerful. Either way, though, C9, a good job on the second hill. They were able to, well, fix their mistakes from the first time around. A 153, to 127 lead. Elevate, though, completely set up for this next hill.
Well, with Aqua, who's just securing the spawns for Elevate here as they get that next rotation. Fell straight into their hands, but he's now got to contend with the assault from Cloud9. Here they come. He needs to brace for impact. Ricky now coming in from the flank. He's got Assault and Lacefield on the side. Isn't he? Lacefield taking that long wall run. Again, protecting Afterburner has allowed players that added mobility. But it seemed to work out absolutely perfectly there for Elevate. All 4 down. Cloud9 have to answer back on the next respawn, but during that time, look at this, Elevate just clawing through that scoreboard, slowly but surely, back in the lead now, 156 to 153. It's the first time we've seen Elevate in the lead, so this is an exciting turning point here. Can they maintain this and walk away with the game? Cloud9, everything to play for at this stage.
Well, so far on this hill, C9, they've tried to do the exact same thing twice, and it looks like it worked out for a moment here. Lacefield was able to pick up 2, and actually, well, after he gets those 2 kills, they get the good spawns, but 2 separate occasions, they go for that 2-2 split, trying to break through, and well, they waste about 40 seconds trying to do so. They were not successful at all, but of course, never hurts when Lacefield just completely goes off just for the moment. Of course, Hill going to rotate over towards this greenhouse side. This is the money hill for Evac. Tie game, C9 able to retake the lead. Aches inside the hill. He's got that laser sight ready to hit fire everything that gets near him. And of course, Aqua's over there chilling the water. That is where he feels at home. Facento joining him over there. And well, that's actually a pretty quick 3 down in favor. Assault now trying to get himself inside the hill. But of course, when you have the AR pushing up first, that is never a good thing to go.
Oh, Kinetic Armor just got popped there, but Ricky got helped out there with a beautiful Tempest kill. Tempest shut down as well. Aqua had his out. We'll stay on with Ricky on the offense, see how we can crack into Elevate's hardpoint here. 187 and rising. Elevate still in the lead. Nagafen, strong defensive play, shuts down that push from Ricky. Still alive though. Lacefield comes in and backs him up. Now, 3 members of C9 have taken that hardpoint, and here comes Elevate on the respawn. Charging on through. Facento shots on through. He gets the shots through that wooden wall there. Bullet penetration doesn't do as much damage, but still hitting those shots. Facento barely staying alive now as the next hill rotates on back to center. Facento's got a massive mountain to climb here. Several members of C9 in position. He's going to play this one too slow. He'll get cut down. Plays it too fast and he'll die early. Now he's taking his time. Great job staying alive. This is a good play from him. Allowing his teammates to push on through. Find that window where he can charge on past him. Facento gets taken down. On board with Aqua, who manages to get a couple of kills of his own. Great shots there. That's his second. RK5 out. Can he clear it up with his sidearm? Not just yet. He does get the secure though, because Facento comes from behind. And unfortunately, Assault has just had Aqua's number all game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at Assault's perspective just after this. Actually, no, I take it all back. We'll stay on with Aqua. He's still tearing things up.
Well, he is going to fall just there, but you see the good spawns coming in for Elevate for the next hill. Of course, C9 still in control of this hill, and they have an ever so slight lead just for the moment. So you see Elevate, at the very least, they want to contest, keep these good spawns, and go into the Pillars Hill. You can see Aqua right now trying to lock down the overextension. He's able to pick up one, finds the second as well on Ricky. He is ready for these players to come. Aches is going to be the next one to challenge as well, and you just see all of those blue players lining up for him. 4-man pushed out to the side. Elevate in control. They are down by about 14 points as we speak, in full control. They're going to have to win quite a few of these gunfights. Lacefield with the dart is going to change that, though. He's going to go for the second on the flank as well, trying to find that player. Not going to be able to get the kill. I take that back. It is successful on Facento. Still, though, you see no one on his team able to win gunfights in that entire exchange. So, yes, he gets 2 dart kills, but there is no hill pressure. He's got the streaks as well, but this hill is inside, and they're going to have to break through. Elevate just needs 18 seconds, and there's 28 left on this hill.
They need few seconds left, but look at this. I mean, Lacefield is on a 9 kill streak right now with 2 minutes to his name, and he's got a Hellstorm missile should he need it. On the respawn now, let's see if he uses this one. I mean, of course, the hardpoint is inside, but he can cut off those spawners. On board with Nagafen. Locking down that front door. Time is come, clicking away. 248, 249, they still have control, and what a comeback from Elevate here. Beautiful stuff from them in game 1. C9, it was looking so strong. And Lacefield winning those gunfights on his own, but it just wasn't enough. The rest of C9 just like...
And we are back live from the XP zone. You saw at the end of the game, Facento getting up, yelling over at Nagafen. This is a reminder of what we saw just a year ago here in LA when TR made the run all the way to the championship match.
I always love watching Nagafen celebrate at the end of matches. Everyone else gets up, they start screaming, going crazy. Nagafen's just sitting there like, oh, did we just win? I don't even know if we just won.
I have no emotions. I play calm and cool and collected at all times.
If I was a new viewer, I would have no idea watching Nagafen if his team lost or won. But hey, it works for him, so you might as well go with it. Elevate, this is the team. They're going up against Aches. Aches was on that 100 Thieves squad that really just kind of put a fork in any opportunity that Elevate had in qualifying for the Stage 2 finals. That was the big story. Stage 2, Elevate not making it into that top 8. People were wondering if they were going to stick together as a squad. They decided to do so, and now they've made it to this point.
It's paying dividends. Yep. And, of course, that 100 Thieves squad had nothing to really play for at that point in the tournament. That's just Aches being Aches. He is always going to make it as difficult on his opponent as he can. But there is a player I want to look out from this Cloud9 roster, and that, of course, is Assault. He is the new pickup for this lineup. As you take a look at this team, Assault, he's going to be doing the long-range damage with that assault rifle. And just tell me about this guy.
Oh, I mean, he's the new talent, right? He reminds me so much of Octane from Advanced Warfare, when Octane arose as a top AR, someone who could maneuver all around the map and win any gunfight against any player in the world. That's exactly what Assault does now. He's consistently going positive in the respawn game modes, and when Aches built this Cloud9 team, he had Assault in the forefront of his mind. He wanted him, and guess what? He got him, Puckett.
And then, of course, you have Lacefield, who's been doing a solid job all weekend long working with Ricky. These guys are looking pretty darn good at the start start of games, but they fell apart against Elevate to close things out. My question is, how strong is this team going to be when it comes to search and destroy? Because historically, Elevate would always tell you that S&D is their bread and butter.
Yeah, S&D in stage 1. Ricky was the top player for me. He had above a 1.4 KD ratio. He also planted near 50% of the bombs for his team in the game mode. Far and away the best player. He needs that throughout the rest of this weekend if you want to see Cloud9 make it through this winner's bracket and not fall down into the loser side of things.
We'll have to see how the rest of this match plays out. For now, though, let's remind you where we're at in the tournament. We started with group play with 32 teams. We started bracket play last night. Today, we are down to just 12 after we already saw 4 teams eliminated from the losers bracket. But the games now that we're going to see across Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta are all winners bracket matches. If you win here, you're moving on into the winners semifinals, and that is a guaranteed top 6 finish where we're going to be handing out some serious cash.
Splice, Fab Games, FaZe Clan, Envy, as well as Rise Nation versus Luminosity should all be starting up momentarily on the Alpha, Bravo, and Delta streams. But as we just saw, the Charlie stream action already underway with Elevate taking game number 1.
For now, I'd love to send it over to our analysts to get their thoughts on our first game in the best of 5. Cloud9 now trailing behind Elevate. Will they be able to bring it back here, guys? We know Search and Destroy is coming up next.
I mean, I'm not too sure, Puckett. I feel like just because Elevate takes the first game of the series, Hardpoint has always been a tough mode for Elevate to take against some of the other top teams in the league. I feel like now this is the perfect storm for Elevate to kind of run away with the series.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about Elevate, you always talk about those different game modes besides Hardpoint. Your capture flag, your uplink, your search and destroy. Cloud9, on the other hand, they've struggled in uplinks. They've sort of had their go-to hardpoints. Really, to me, the biggest thing was Lacefield. He didn't really have such a good start. He brought it back towards the end. You saw him have those streaks, but they were just too slow on that last rotation.
I have to completely disagree with you. It wasn't Lacefield's fault. The entire team at the very end just completely shut down. I want to go back to her play. Going into the last hill on Evac, Aqua went to go watch the overextend. I saw Assault and Ricky try to go and peek him, and Ricky peeked, he peeked Aqua, and then Aqua killed Assault. Ricky went into the water, he went for a swim. I don't know if he was trying to find Nemo or Dory, an entire school of fish, but he was just wasting so much time, and then Elevate took the entire hill, the full 60 seconds, without even a contest. It was a really close game back and forth, but on that last hill, they just completely shut down.
And guys, we got some highlights to take a look at while we continue this conversation about Elevate and Cloud9. I mean, when speaking about Cloud9, now as we look ahead towards Search and Destroy in the series, they have a very familiar face when it comes to Search and Destroy in Ricky. I think we're all looking ahead to kind of lead this squad in this upcoming game mode, but when I look at this Cloud9 lineup, the one thing they're really missing is a very talented sniper rifle on the team, whereas if you look at Elevate, we know that just about every single person on this team could bring out that sniper at one point or another. Is this something that you think is going to hurt Cloud9 in the later stages of the series?
I don't think so, because this is what we talked about, really. When you have sniper rifles in the game, sometimes players just tend to keep it out too long. One player in particular, Nagafin, we've seen him time and time again. I've criticized the heck out of him at MLG tournaments. Put the thing away. I mean, yeah, it's a good every once in a while to get first blood. It's awesome. But he pulls it out for far too long. For me, I mean, like you said, I think it's up to Aix and Ricky to really lead this team in Search and Destroy.
I'm going to highlight Aix here. He's the captain of Cloud9. A lot of people like to give him some flack, a lot of criticism saying he's not as good at the game as he used to be. His dedication might not be there. He's been putting in the hours to Call of Duty. He's a great Search and Destroy player. I'm going to look at Aix to bounce back this next map.
Tell you what, he better be putting the time in. I mean, the guy's playing for $2 million this week. And if you're not putting the time in, I think that's a little bit crazy. But I just got word that it seems like the upcoming match for Search and Destroy is going to be Fringe. And we all know this is a great map for the sniper rifles. I know we've talked about it at length throughout the weekend that if you have a proficient sniper on your team, when it comes to pushing down the middle of the street, if you have a sniper that's hitting his shots, it eliminates the other team from having any sort of presence near that part of the map, and it opens up room for your teammates to make more plays around the map.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, Cloud9 really doesn't have a sniper. Elevate does. I'm going to look for Cloud9 to be very aggressive on those offensive, following up Lacefield, letting him entry into those bomb sites. You know, I can really see Cloud9 being very good at this map.
Joe, I need to hear your prediction. Who's going to win this map?
I'm going to go Cloud9.
I think
it'll be very close, but I think I'm going to go Cloud9.
Because the last time we made predictions, I just want to say I'm going to own up to my mistake. I said that Complexity was going to lose, or Who was Complexity just playing? TK?
TK, yeah.
I said Complexity was going to beat TK 6-1 in Search and Destroy. Havoc was going to get 12 kills. He was 0-6, and TK 6-0'd them. So I'm not going to make...
From middle, and they're going to be getting the opening points here. Oh, Marky B, Massacre. PT and Urban are frowning towards him.
That might get it done.
Oh my God,
That's,
there's nobody with him.
he
He can see his foot. He can see his foot. 1, 2, tag
Oh,
it,
he's gonna
has
get
to
it.
reload. He's gonna get it. He got it. What just happened?
How do you let that happen, DT?
Cheeto lit his
That's
foot
exactly why I wanted them to save the Hellstorm missile.
He has overdrive though. Slow methodical pushes and out. Well, you know, overdrive makes things not need to be slow. As you can just zip right. He bumps his teammate. He bumps everything. He bumps the wall.
That was
the drone is
awful.
off. That is a wasted overdrive.
And
now
look at the other side of the map.
Now
Optic is just set up to just run away with it.
It would be Clayster by a landslide. I caught stats. Keep track. Oh, look, he's just... yeah, you thought I was... Clay! What are you doing? Are you serious? Oh, my God!
He's got to be trolling us.
You've got to be kidding me right there. We were just talking about it, and he...
They've got the drone. They're pushing outside. Vicento's got the opening. You got the way cleared with Aqua. Aqua's beast moding it. Vicento for the toss. What is that? That was an awful throw ever. You still have a chance. That's all 4 dead.
Yo! What in the world is that?
Vicento.
It's the worst throw ever.
Oh. From Maven's mishaps to hopefully much better gameplay here on the Alpha broadcast, but some of the biggest fails we've seen this year, some hilarious clips. But now it's time for FaZe versus Envy.
Let's do it.
FaZe is yet to drop a map. I'm now joined by my UK brother.
That was bad. Did you know that you can actually
From the same
guarantee?
mother.
Whoa, that's an announcement. I'm not aware of
No,
that.
no, that's
no. So you can guarantee you get a high five right every time if you look at the other person's elbow. So look at my elbow. Look at my elbow. Crispy.
There's one from Fwiz and I at Advanced Warfare where we're like kind of looking and just completely whiff.
Okay, don't look. Don't look. Look at the camera. Ready? Let's go. Okay, Call of Duty is about to go down, and it's so damn different. FaZe haven't dropped a single map, as you've already suggested. And OpTic, it's a completely different story. I don't know why I'm talking about OpTic. It's Envy. Just thinking about the green wall, obviously fresh in my mind.
No, I mean they just had a big win. Their climb has now started, basically in the losers bracket. But let's take a look now at the bracket here. You do see Millennium over Allegiance. It looks like it just hasn't been updated yet, but OpTic Gaming did in fact take out Infused, and Hyper Games did take out Epsilon. So the matchups starting to build here. This is going to be fantastic stuff.
Dude, this is a huge game. A best of 5 between FaZe and Envy. Now, I mean, there is history here. There is so much history here. You have JCap and Clay hanging out, now battling against one another to remain in the winners bracket. Of course, ex-teammates from just last year.
Yeah, we have, JCap, Clay, Attach, 3 out of the 4 of the Denial roster that won it last year are here in this matchup. I mean, you talk about it. It seems like there are players that just perform every COD champs, and you find them in a position to make huge plays here yet again.
And I do think, I mean, it sounds silly to say, I feel like all we've been doing is talking about these 2 people on your screen right now. Clayster had a spectacular day yesterday, and JCap exactly the same. We just find ourselves constantly, relentlessly talking about just how good these guys are. And man, oh man, look at Clayster's stats. Those are nuts. KD 1.37. He must be the front runner of the tournament.
Yeah, he has to be right up there.
Number 2.
Everything basically in the top 6. And I believe this is including probably all play so far. So group play and then also your first round matchup that they had. We'll see if they can continue the streak. You know, I think Jack mentioned earlier, talking about the dream for players where you basically don't drop a map. I mean, the closest I'm a Lakers fan. I remember back to, 2000, 2001, they go something like 16-1 throughout the playoffs. They're 12-0. The dream's still alive here. I don't know how. If they 3-0 Envy here, FaZe is winning it all. FaZe is winning it all.
Yeah, but that if you've just said there is like in capitals and size font 72. Like that's a huge, massive if. I don't think Envy have made. I think Envy have made a big statement with their previous result versus OpTic. I think that was that was like them throwing down the gauntlet, saying, "Yeah, no, FaZe, someone is going to put a stop to this streak." And I have no doubt in my mind that we are going to see more than 3 maps in this series.
It's the one thing I'm trying to figure out is it OpTic not playing well? Because they didn't look that great against Infused either. But we'll see here how Envy steps up against FaZe. Taking a look at the best of 5 matchup we have, it's going to be Evac, Fringe back to Evac, and then Stronghold CTF and Hunted Search and Destroy. And yes, I tend to agree with you. I think this is going 4 or 5 games. It certainly should, unless FaZe is that lights out. Because I cannot believe their 19-1 advantage on Elevate and Uplink the other day. Like, that doesn't happen. Elevate's a top 14. That does not happen.
I saw you doing it, and here comes the comeback. 2 minutes left. Loved that. That made me giggle this morning.
Yeah, I was lying.
Fantastic. It was good. But I mean, the first map, Evac Hardpoint, we are loading into it now. And something to highlight in the FaZe region is that actually in this regard, yes, his AR play is incredible from Clayster, but when it comes to Evac and on Hardpoint, he will often take the third SMG. And so I don't know how much of an influence that will have on the gameplay. I feel uncomfortable when I don't see an AR in Clayster's hands. He is going to be bringing an SMG into this one.
And he's been doing a solid job when he swaps, when he has to be that kind of hybrid player. But I know it's weird when you see the AR not in his hand, but you see the 4 hard points there for Evac. Where is the damage going to be done? The players are loading in. And what is this? We don't see too frequently here. Looks like we're going to have maybe some Kuda, Vesper, the VMP coming out in the Band Protect. So you're going to see Vespers, Kudas, everything in attendance here.
Okay. And so it starts on Evac, a best of 5 between some of North America's best. FaZe versus Envy. The forum is already making noise and there hasn't even been a kill yet. It's time to see who will draw first blood. Will it be the boys in blue or will it be FaZe red? And it does look like it will be the boys in blue who draw blood.
They are able to find 3, 1 more to push out in the back, and there is the kill. Apathy, hyper-aggressive, at times maybe too aggressive. But when he's winning his gunfights like this, he can do no wrong. Apathy starting out very well, 3-0. Looking for a 4th kill. It's attached. The super sub on the side of FaZe Clan is able to shut him down.
Wow, Envy have managed to just lock FaZe out. That's 2 waves of kills. The fact that FaZe have only got 3 kills on the board now is obscene. Apathy's got 3 just for himself, and JCap's just taking the head off Zuma for another. And now 24 and closing. FaZe still haven't managed to break through. Again, it's John this time that fills up the kill feed. FaZe finally do find a little bit of a breath, and it was Enable that delivers.
There's a point on the board. Woo! 1 for FaZe. What an opening break and hold we saw from Envy. But now the rotation is in. So let's actually swap over to John's POV as he's going to wrap around the back wall run. 1 in the corner, 1 in front. Can he take out Enable? There's a little bit of help there. Peeking, prodding, not finding the kill. Gonna drop, and it's Zuma in control.
And now this is important, not only for Zuma, but for FaZe. They have to manage to level things out here, and already the bodies are starting to drop. JCap on the flank, but look at this. Zuma, he uses his SMGs like rifles. Another incredibly long-range shot, and there is long barrel on that Kuda.
That's probably the most interesting thing about this. When you have a lot of Kudas now come into play, the range is absurd. I mean, what you can do with it, with or without long barrel, is just disgusting, and he continues to heat up. Zuma, we're sticking with you, buddy. You're 6 and 5, and you're fully streaked out.
Whether or not he chooses to invest these streaks is unlikely. Of course, that 3rd rotation is the dream scenario for most streaks, or maybe he'll keep them in his back pocket till glass. Zuma, though, is going to get caught from behind, and look at that, another fantastic wave of kills for Envy. 9 for John. Him and Apathy are leading the way currently, and there's 13 seconds left. We call it scrap, but 3 members of Envy are already on the rotate. They want to try and get the battle for spawns, but so far it does look like FaZe have won out on this spawn control.
Ooh, nice shot there from Clayster. You like him rocking the HVK. It's your hybrid, right? If you want between a sub and an AR, this is the gun you're going to use, and he's getting it done. Is it the easiest kill there to top class? No, but he can pepper him down.
Yeah, and you talk to Clayster, he is not ashamed to admit that this is the best AR in his mind. I spoke to him, he said, dude, I know ARs, and HVK is the best in the game. It will take some people longer to realize than others, but he is pulling it out here, and he's got a grip on that alongside his quick draw. But John breaks through again. 11 kills for him, 2 in this, and as well as that, he's got 40 seconds on the hill. He's having absolutely no problems providing every element of gameplay here in Hardpoint. Woof, there they are.
We were talking about the streaks, and there they end up coming in for Zuma. He's able to break with the Hellstorm, and now they've got control. Are they going to be able to hang with the likes of John, Slasher? Some of the most consistent ARs, consistent subs in the game. But as we look at it right now, 50-point advantage for Team EnvyUS. It's game 1 here in this best of 5 round 2 winners bracket match. And that's what we talked about a little bit too, going prone.
I like that.
It's just surprising. You're so used to the verticality, going high with the wall run, going high with the boost jump, you get caught off guard more often than not.
And it's often Zuma that's been doing that an awful lot. He's not ashamed to just go hit the deck and catch them out of your eye line. Now, though, it does again look like things are working out for Envy. They may have conceded a fair few points on that rotate, but now look at them. We have a kinetic armor invested from Apathy. He's going to try and take both of them on. The kinetic does do a fantastic job, and now a fresh magazine for the 2nd kill coming in from water. Can he take a dip? It looks like he's dicing with death as 2 close in on him, but he's still breathing. He's still going, and more points are being racked up. How on earth are FaZe still locked out?
That's what's interesting, too. That Kineticans are being huge because Zuma used that lightning, picked up 2 kills, but they don't get the break as he wins that one-on-one kinetic battle with Attach and keeps locking it down. EnvyUS pulling away here. 60-point advantage and growing. Yet JCap inside. He's got long barrel Kuda to work with, and he's going to be using Elo as well. That's become more and more common. I've seen it a lot in some of these wager masters for Search and Destroy. Elo Kuda is scary, especially if you're a player that's more comfortable with an AR. It feels like a mini assault rifle.
It really does, and I mean, we saw Killer actually not too long ago make that decision as well. You take away his ARs, he goes for a Kuda and treats it like one. Still, he is long gone, and now we'll focus on the game in hand, because look at Slasho, nearly lights up another Attach. A little too quick on the trigger with his Kuda, and we're going to keep talking about that weapon because it is prolific here on Evac, just the first map for us. 140 now for EnvyUS, and I mean, they had a fantastic hold on the first hill, and here they are in the second set, and again, they hold middle.
It's looking more and more like FaZe may be dropping their first map. The boys in blue crushing right now. The advantage now up to 100. Apathy getting the scrap time, but I want to stick with him because he's 100 off the lightning, working on these streaks. There it is, able to find it. The movement on point. 50 more for the Hellstorm. He's got 1 to his right, sees him up top. The shot's on point. Apathy lights out. Double positive, 6 streak for him.
He did not miss a bullet on that, and that's why you're seeing these players melt. It does look like they're shooting like tagged up players, half-health players. No, it's just the precision with which Apathy is delivering here. 30 bullets as well. Often you do see some people choose to throw an extended mag on that. He's happy with the 30. He has the precision necessary to make that 30 clip work. And oh my lord, the Hellstorm could do damage here, and it does. This time onto his teammate. Not happy. JCap's going to be forced to watch for just a moment. But fortunately, Apathy is picking up the pieces happily and doing the dirty work here in Kitchen.
The streak continues for now. It's up to 7, trying to find 8th in the background. It will at least be the assist as John picks up 2 in the front. JCap finds the other 2, and FaZe continues to spawn out. They can't find a hole anywhere in the line. That is Team EnvyUS soaring back into the action. The streak does continue for now. Heat wave, but still up. 8, looking for 9 to the left. 9, oh
Somebody
God. He's
kill
had
him.
so many assists here. He's so tagged up and finally falling.
That is revolting. In a game of this standard, to have an 8-kill streak up against the boys from FaZe Clan, and you could very well put them in the 100-point club. That is absolutely absurd. Now, though, Envy, can they close it out here, or will they start to feel the additional pressure? Will FaZe start to breathe down the backs of their necks? Looks like Jacob's going to be taking the breath right out of Clayster's lungs. A solid work with his SMG.
They're wrapping around the back, trying to find the hole. Enable picking up the kill. They're trying to mount the comeback, but is it going to be too little, too late is the question. Effectively trading here around the hard point. You see Clayster waiting here for the push. One comes around the corner, tags him up. Not able to drop him yet. That's one of those angles where, you know, you wish you kind of had a VMP, right? You're able to burn them a little bit quicker. But the added range of the Kuda proving very, very strong, finding 1, another to his right. Looks like he was trying to slide out a couple times, but unintentionally crouching.
I'm not sure why Envy are applying so much pressure here. I wouldn't be surprised if you just sent 1 on 2 and then start digging your heels in and glass. They don't have to, you know, make this sacrifice and start getting knocked down like that. By falling all 3 of them, the spawns are unideal, and now FaZe are actually going to have the advantage coming in towards glass. I assume, yep, it's going to be Clayster who sets himself up. Envy, they've made a couple of mistakes there, put a foot fault, and it's costing them as more bodies are put in body bags. This time it's Clayster and Attach doing up the zip. And hang on a second, if this glass hold holds, I did not stutter, FaZe will be able to take this at least a little bit closer.
They're climbing right back into this. You do get the Tempest burn, but some streaks coming in for Clayster. FaZe trying to hold. Just kill by kill, hold by hold. They can bring this back. What was once a 100+ advantage is dwindling before our eyes. Can they make the comeback here at Glass? If they hold the remainder of this time, they're only down 30 or 40 points. Kinetic Pop has to reload, somehow ends up dropping. The timing there, a bit unfortunate.
I refuse to believe this is happening, Maven. They had 68 to over 200. That is a lead you do not squander, ever. And especially in a scenario like this, in the world's largest Call of Duty tournament. Look at Enable, he just punches Apathy in the face, an uppercut, knocks him on his backside, and still looks like FaZe are standing vigilant here on glass.
They're bringing it back. You got to feel the nerves starting to build, the tension, the pressure. Envy has got to be feeling it now. You can't throw a lead like this on the world's biggest stage. But now Envy with a bit of control. Clay thinking about using this lightning. He's going to call it in. Is he able to find anything in mid? He is. He actually finds 2. And the dart comes in. Clay making the play. He's going to find 3. And now the break is on. But Envy still inside. Can they find control? FaZe has locked it down. Zuma, Unable, Clay all getting it done. The comeback continues to mount.
I don't believe it. Envy have had such a good track record on this central hill. This is where they have to come back. This is where the double Js do deliver. JCap and John are lining them up and knocking them down. But Attach has something to say. Big 2-piece from him. Apathy needs to do more than just one. Unfortunately, JCap's there to hold his hand, and this will start to light up blue, if not just for a fraction of a second before someone shows up. This time it was Enable. And it's just an endless wave. It feels like there's more than 4 FaZe members on the map right now.
But that is what you needed there. Apathy kind of silenced the bleeding. He got 2 kills in assists, slowed things down. Now Envy racking up time. He's still in the same position there, Zuma. He has not moved. Unable gets the break, but with 5 seconds left, they have to get the rotation. So this battle in the back for Unable is going to be absolutely massive. He sees him, camo, and cuts him down. What a huge kill there from Slasher.
This is looking positive for EnvyUS fans everywhere. Just 10 seconds, FaZe. They cannot put a foot wrong. That's good start from Enable and Clayster, but it doesn't look like enough. He invests his camo, and it does not work out. Zuma is going to break through. Attach needs to get his toe on the line as well. This still does not look good for FaZe. 4 points is all they need. 4 seconds in the remaining 2 minutes of play. Could this be it? One more body, 1 more second. It will happen, and Envy save the day. Good God, that could have got horrible. FaZe nearly coming back from 60 to 200. It ends to 51-70.
It was getting very, very scary there. But, you know, you kind of have to question, if that FaZe team was there over the first couple minutes, you feel pretty good, right?
Sure. I don't know. Is there criticism for FaZe's opening, or is there just praise for Envy's start? Because that was a solid, like, they got 40 points on the break. That's insane.
Yeah, for me, I guess it's a little bit more maybe FaZe's slow start. But we'll see if they can now pick it up. I think teams fall victim to that, especially with your first series of the day, right? You're trying to hop into the action, trying to amp up the level that Envy brought early. We're checking out the replays here, and you know, you'll see the score, 73-11 right now, just building and building. At one point, as much as, what, 200 to 60, somewhere in that ballpark?
Yeah, it was a crazy FaZe did manage to kind of stabilize. You can hear that chaotic comms, and I do think you're right, Clint. I think that's probably the storyline we will run with, is that FaZe were a slow start here on Evac Hardpoint.
Stairs, I'll get him. Let's go, guys, I'll pour down.
But credit where credit is due as well. Not only did Envy pick up the win, but they managed to just not fall foul to that comeback. This would be a horribly kind of tilted series had FaZe come back there. That would have put Envy into a very downward spiral.
That's one of those throws that shapes an entire series. Yeah, where it's very, very difficult to rebound from. If you throw a map like that with such a big advantage, we've seen it a couple times through the year, but that would have been something that would happen here, and probably be the only time you see it the entire event at COD Champs. When you have a 140 advantage. To be fair, I know we were hyping it up like the comeback was happening, but they still made, it was such a big lead that they still held it to, what, 50 plus throughout the course of it?
I mean, I still stand by the fact that they could have made that so much easier on themselves. They could have just given up a hill and prepared for glass, a couple of pushes out to kind of keep the spawns on lockdown. I mean, there were some risks taken by Envy, but they got it anyway. So 1-0, the lead is to the boys in blue. And now we do prepare ourselves for the search and destroy. Now, is there a particular leniency for you? Is there one team that specializes better in S&D? I know that's a bit of a leading question. Or is this just going to be a question of who shows up here today?
I believe the FaZe is the better search team.
Okay.
I think 3 and 4 are actually your scariest likely for FaZe. I liked FaZe kind of in 1 and 2. So for me, this is a must-win for FaZe. You have to take this search and destroy, tie this up at 1-1, and hope that you can do something at 3-4, because that's been the bread and butter for Envy, man. I've seen them go down 2-0 countless times, bounce right back in 3 and 4, and push it to a game 5. They did it against Cloud9 earlier this weekend. Fully capable of those swing games. So yeah, I'm already saying must-win game 2.
Well, I mean, both teams are in form that we have. It's unheard of for both of these teams. FaZe have not dropped a single map until now. Yeah. Envy did just take that Evac off them, and finally that 12-0 record has been tarnished. Envy, for the second time, JCap, this time amongst different players, has knocked OpTic out of the winner's bracket. Both of them have achieved so much already, and it is still another day of play. Fringe S&D is where we go next, though, Maven.
Fringe search. It'll be Evac, Uplink, Stronghold, capture the flag if needed. Same goes for Hunted, Search, and Destroy. I don't know, man. As good as... It's tough to call, actually, because I was going to say, as good as Envy looked, but yeah, FaZe looked damn good, too, around the middle of the game when they started to turn it on. I mean, they outscored Envy by, what, 60, 70 points, really, if you look at the course of those final few minutes. So, definitely. capable of taking this, but I feel good.
I really want to see a Hunted SD. I've casted so many games with Hunted as a 5th map, and I still haven't seen it. Please. Please, XP, give me a Hunted S&D. I would not be upset if I saw a full 5-map series here.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is, this is the series that we do end up seeing. Let's take a look at the specialist draft real quick. Looks to be about the same, except what's the difference? You have Overdrive for Zuma and Psychosis for JCap being the difference. Outside of that, Glitch, Kinetic Armor, and Active Camo will round out your specialist here for Search and Destroy.
And Search and Destroy is going to be played out here on Fringe. Now, the beauty of this map is that both sites seem to be rather equally loved. It's not always the case in Search and Destroy. Often there is a favorite, and at the start of this game here in Black Ops 3, it was the one on your screens now. Pushes through tracks, pushes through middle, often ending up there towards that barn side. And now we do find a lot more pushes through junk. It seems to be that teams have worked it out. They've actually kind of put together, realizing that, hang on, if I chuck on an FMJ, I can just bang through those walls. That site is more vulnerable than you may realize.
It's a gamble. I mean, typically defensive teams will stack kind of 3 in the B/mid area, and usually one person a day. If you get lucky with that one person a day, you're able to fly out, bait and switch, and get the kill. A lot of times you have control. But those times where a defense does stack one at barrel, maybe one behind the car, you're playing a little bit more protective of A. You have 2 players. Offensive push there can get slaughtered quickly because you're all flying out through one spot, basically. I know you have a window in the doorway, but it's not that hard to watch from a defensive standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I do think that this whole, like, both offense and defense is usually structured in a 3-1 split. Doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter which side it is. The offense will often go take 3-1, and one watching that flank and vice versa. And so there is a very kind of, there's a method to Fringe Search and Destroy, and I'm intrigued to see if someone's going to be throwing that method out the window. FaZe have relentlessly been telling us, oh, we've got, you know, tricks up our sleeve, and everyone's been suggesting that it's been rather bread and butter until now, rather kind of bleak, and they've just been picking up wins because they were the better side. Now, I can't help but feel now is when you start pulling the ace out of your sleeve.
I agree. I mean, this is when you got to do it. This is going to be, if you're talking through the winner's bracket, with Optic being knocked down, this is your toughest match. Sure, Rise, no slouch there. Rise is going to be a tough matchup, but Envy is by far the scariest thing for FaZe right now. FaZe can get by this. Yeah, I say you pull out all the stops. Do you want to save some stuff for the final? Sure, I guess I get that mentality to some degree, but you need to go with it. And you see there again, we've said it a couple times, but that is their first map loss. They're 12-1. And what's the biggest thing to show kind of a heart of a champion? Not how you handle winning, how you handle losing. How do you bounce back after taking that first loss?
Yeah, will they take it on the chin, or will this just be the start of something rather dangerous? Only time will tell, and actually Fringe will tell, if FaZe were to fall 0-2 down in one of the most important series of their tournament. And probably more than just their tournament, this entire release. I'm intrigued to see just how well they do handle this one now. Into Search and Destroy, where Maven has made it abundantly clear that FaZe do hold the edge, both in this game mode, but already Envy have demonstrated that they are masters of Search and Destroy. We saw it in their previous series versus Optic Gaming.
Well, I think, honestly, you and I 2v4 might be able to beat Optic and Search right now.
It hasn't been beautiful from them. Losing, I think it's 5 out of 6 Search and Destroys, but the green ball is not present. Let's ignore them, because now we have the boys in blue and the boys that like to phase up. Let's see if they can rise up here in Search and Destroy.
You're such a clever little Panther. Well, let's see how this develops. I mean, this is what we've seen quite a bit so far. I feel like in all the French that I've casted, it's been very, very slow, methodical pushes around mid and B, playing around a pick, just trying to find some kind of vision. And usually we've been seeing upwards of 45 seconds plus. Well, that is a
PO6
snipe coming across. That's a little bit scary from his POV.
Now, John, he does actually land the tag into the heels of Clayster. Lucky to be alive. Of course, there is a 3-bullet burst, if not 4. And one of them must have just narrowly missed out on Clayster. That's going to be him lucky to be alive. Just 35 seconds left, and John finally does challenge another one. Look at this. 2 quick kills and only 30 seconds left for the attack to try and forge a comeback, and they keep dropping. 2 for John with a PO6. Slasher puts the cherry on top, and that's already the first for Envy.
I almost feel like they let John warm up his sniper there, right? Like, he gets off a couple little warning shots at tracks, a couple warning shots at mid, and then they keep on saying, like, all right, you're not going to hit it. Well, it turns out, yes, he is.
It was actually kind of a bit of a mistake from FaZe, because they could have taken the safe route behind Grandma's. They could have taken that safe route to cross. Obviously, they were grouped up on tracks on that side by Peaches, and we're like, okay, we want to change and go towards Junk. Instead of taking the safe route, they decided to challenge out John. He made it clear he had a PO6, Maven, and he put them to bed permanently in that round. Now John's going for the showboat play, a peek over bar. He's not going to see anything just yet. Could go for the wallbang. He does have FMJ on that. He's not far off Zuma.
Oh, God. If he wallbangs him here, it's so close. It's so, so close. And like you mentioned, FMJ available. Makes the wall. Oh, Zuma! You dirty little devil, don't you? Oh, it's
Oh,
so
come
close.
on. I'm being teased.
Just a smidge from finding that shot. But we'll stay on with John just because he's on the 2 streak right now. We'll kind of watch him develop, see if he can get a shot here. They know they have somebody trapped in bricks. They have him penned. You think they can find the kill there. But it is a 1-0 advantage right now for EnvyUS. John has been leading the way with the PO6. Game 1 goes... Stop peeking, John! He has a rifle! That is a sniper!
Now this is agonizing to watch because there is absolutely no need to peek that, ever. Like if you think about it, you are a defender. You have to just stop that bomb from going down, and there isn't a bomb in middle, Zuma. It's going to cost them. Envy do go down again. Yes, there is information to be gathered, but there is a much more passive way you can approach that, and Zuma did pay the ultimate price. It wasn't the first, it wasn't the second, it wasn't even the third shot that John hit, but it still does help them find the win in the end.
Is that not the same story from round 1? Let's give him a couple warm-up shots. Eventually, he's going to hit it. These are incredible professional players. Like, give them a couple snipes, they're going to hit it. If they don't hit the first, surely they're going to hit the second or the third. John hasn't died yet. No one's got a kill for FaZe Clan. 0-2 across the board.
2 seamless rounds from Envy, and so FaZe tries something different. Look at this. This is an all-in play. They're about to go ahead and roll the dice, and could it come up? Snake Eyes most definitely could. But talking of snakes, those snake-like reflexes of John could maybe, well, snap onto attach on the cross. It's not looking likely, though, and the bomb will be going down. They're going to shave 20 seconds off that clock almost immediately, to enable the punch in the digit. Still, will we see the first kill? And it is, but it's in the backside of Clayster. A team kill in the most important games that FaZe will find themselves in here at COD XP.
Oh no, you can't have a team kill there, and now it's all on attach. 1v3, John's up over the top. You know he has the sniper, able to get close range and personal, not able to win it. It's about to be 3-0 Envy.
Okay, so first things first is there needs to be 0 arguments in FaZe's comms right now about that team kill. You just start talking about that round number 4.
Yeah.
Because now 3-0, they've already conceded the hard point, and rather convincingly, admittedly, there was a comeback. If they were to concede an S&D, and in this manner, I don't think we're seeing a CTF, maybe, and I'm starting to feel a little uneasy.
Is that, I guess, is it a similar story now? Do we see FaZe kind of finally come together midway through the game, but it's too little too late, they're not able to do it? And, you know, it's as high as we've been on FaZe. You know, they did start out great in the tournament, 12-0 map count, they've been brilliant. But throughout the course of the year, I mean, since this Envy roster came together, they have outclassed FaZe in every single aspect. And, I mean, to be fair, you're seeing it right now.
I mean, let's not forget that Envy recently found success not too far from us here in the forum over in the Burbank studios. In the Call of Duty World League Stage 2 finals, they managed to raise that trophy, and now they're trying to take leaps and bounds towards it, but not just yet, because FaZe do find their first, and it does seem like the crowd is rather happy to see that. They just want a game here, Clint.
Yeah, we need a game, and from having, what, 3 total kills to 2 actual kills and 1 team kill, they get 4 up, 4 down there. That's a good round. Just clean, pretty quick for FaZe, maybe builds them up a little bit, because that's the guy. You need Clay to get hype, Clay to put things together, and now they'll be back to offense.
Okay. Still nothing for Enable. The only kill he has taken was Clayster. That's right, not a good scalp to take. But there is a lot of freedom given to the FaZe boys here onto this site.
He's got a bomb plant. Yeah, this is what they did defensively last time, right? Envy pretty passive. They give them the site, but they were obviously able to work the retake as we saw. But can FaZe get it done this time? You just saw 2 up top grenades coming in. It's going to be 1 down. Can Enable finally find a kill here? You've got 1 around the back. I think, okay, he did see him for just a second. Slasher re-peeking. It is 3 versus 3. Let's look at John's angle over the top for a second. Okay, I thought he was jumping kind of a back barn. Okay, so he's found a sub now, and I think he still does have the PO6.
There's the front bar.
40 seconds.
Nice. He's straight. Oh, no, back alley. He's playing play. He's sitting on the back alley. He's small. All back alley. Yo, he's on me. He's on bar. He's like, I'm coming up. Front bar. Both front bar. They're both front bar. All right. You have to play the clock. Good try double push you, John. Awesome. Pick him up. One day. They have to go. Zombie. Clay. Could be front bar in the corner. Could be front bar in the corner. He's front bar. Stay alive. Ornelli. Nice! Let's go! Austin got it. Good shit, Austin. Let's go, bro.
Good shit, Austin.
Go, boy. Shit, boy. Go, bro.
Adrenaline pumping through their veins as they find their 4th.
I love the communication there. They play together. The big kill is the one as soon as he gets the plant, they're able to find it, and then the 2v1. I mean, Clay, you thought for a second might get back around the corner, but both players getting shots in. Or does he get, no way is he get a one burst. Okay. Let's say there better have been, well, that might have been a one burst without the assistance, honestly. Nice shots from Slasher as Envy now pushes out to a 4-1 advantage.
Do you know what I liked as well as when they were in a 2 versus 1, they highlighted it was Clay, as if just to play a little extra safe, like it's Clay, it's Clay, it's Clay. Wait for the double peek, and they did get it. Not going for those 2 1v1s, which is the dream scenario for the FaZe player. He didn't get it, and again, Envy extend their lead. Things could only get worse. He keeps hitting shots, not far off. John whistles a PO6 round past the ear of Enable.
Now let's see how it develops. They've gotten yet another first blood. I mean, it's been a consistent story here. Envy has had the early upper hand. No one watching it. Comes in behind, all of a sudden attached by himself. One of the best Surge players in the game, but surely it is too much. FaZe getting blown off of Fringe here in game 2.
What on earth is happening? The hard point we thought was just a slow start from FaZe, and now we stand here at the end of Fringe, and I'm saying the end with firm belief that this will be closed out by Envy. Wondering where on earth FaZe Clan have gone. They were 12-0. Soon they could be ending this 12-3. 3 swift maps. We're into the second, and already it looks like it could be over.
We've seen, I'm trying to think who it was yesterday. We've seen 1-1-5 comeback. It happened yesterday. Can't remember the exact matchup. I had it in my head for a second. It disappeared. That comes with old age. But it does look to be a fast, aggressive hit towards A. You talked about the fact that it has become more probable. I'll get out of my mouth eventually. But there they do find the opening kill. I was going to say it gets scary when you have multiple players stacked here. You have one inside, one at barrels, and one up close. But even with that, they're able to break through. So despite the fact there's a 3 stack at A, will they expect the third inside is the question. Enable shots coming in, but still able to stay up.
This is looking good for FaZe. Will this be the second? It looks fantastic as Attach takes down Apathy with the VMP, and SMG that was, of course, taken away from us in the hard point. Now Attach is reunited with Bay, and looks like Zuma will go ahead and find the second, catching them out in middle. And so, did Enable find his first kill there? Or is he still sitting on the goose egg?
Let's take a look. There it is, 1-6.
Woo!
And
He's off the start.
It's a tough map to play as the bomb planter. It is, but you still need to put up better results than 1-6. Obviously.
Thanks, mate. I mean, you are, that's why we have you here.
Analytical mastermind. That's what they call me. All right, Envy, back to offense. Can they win it here? We're going to start with John. He's been hot throughout. He's 7-3, leading all Slayers, and it looks like we're going to get a fast B hit here. They're pushing forward. They're flying in, and Clayster is in the back. They waited for the MPs to go out. It's Slasher pushing forward with the camo. He's got to the back. They're able to find the first kill. Can they find more? Watching the back, they saw Zuma cross, able to get one bullet in him. Things falling apart for FaZe. Surely it ends here, but now it is a 3 versus 3. FaZe has gotten away from the site with their lives for now. Looks like Enable's thinking about a flank. But who's that number 5? That's John. John flying in, wins the gunfight. That hurts if you're Enable.
That's agonizing. He holds the angle, he knows he's coming, and John still gets the better of him, finding his 8th frag. Enable sits on a measly 2. And now, talking of 2, that's just how much FaZe have to work with. Just Attach and Zuma to keep the dreams alive of this search and destroy.
He should be shot in the back in just a moment. Might come through, and it's going to be a 1v1. Attach versus Slasher. Slasher might need to find a secondary gun. All he has is a sniper to work with. Oh, if he stayed there for one more second, might have found the peek in window.
What's the plan here?
Let's take a look at the minimap. I mean, he's just going to wait for the plan, I think. Because he knows, I mean, he doesn't have a gun to work with. Oh, this could end up beautiful for him if he ends up checking with the timing. I think he's just waiting for the plant and going to play this one-on-one.
No, I respect this from Attach. The chances of him getting caught out were just so damn numerous. It's a wide map. There was plenty of time for Slasher to go roaming with that bomb. And now he can play retake.
Now the thing is, Slasher, likely aware he has a sniper here, doesn't fly out, try to get to a corner, does not want to get caught. Let's take a look at the class. He does have dead silence. He does have blast suppressor, and he does have vision on him. He pulls out the sniper. What is this play? RK5, not enough. Slasher wins it.
See you later, Alligator. 6 then found, and Envy do take the lead even further, extending it here into the second of the series. EnvyUS are making FaZe look silly here on the XP stage. It is the winner's bracket, and Envy have had such a fantastic run. Will they really not only beat Optic, but then go ahead and just their second challenge, go ahead and knock FaZe on their backside in rather convincing fashion? It's looking increasingly likely.
I don't know. I mean, they just look outmatched right now. Like, Envy is crushing FaZe. Crushing. I mean, game 1 blew the doors off it early. Same can be said for game 2. It's hard to give FaZe a chance in the uplink.
I mean, I will go ahead and just see what happens. I'm not going to start making the commitment that will be a 3-0, but there's no doubt there is a whole lot pointing towards FaZe falling here. Look, this was Enable's first kill, air quotes kill, and it did take a while for FaZe even to start drawing blood. It took us the 3rd round. That's right, the 3rd round of Search and Destroy before a single FaZe member got a kill on EnvyUS. Rather crazy.
What do you think FaZe needs to do, man? How do they bounce back in this? When you get the shot inside, right, you usually see Clayster so amped up, so hyped, just cheering everybody on.
I mean,
is the energy level not there? I mean, it's tough. It's probably tough to get hyped when you're getting smoked, right?
I say you drop the controllers, you stand up from your seats, and you just go ahead and get into that cliche sports circle.
Some Pilates.
Arms around you, arms around each other, and you just go ahead, you just basically explain what this game has on it, what's riding on it. You explain to them, like, okay, you have played Call of Duty for obscene hours. You have played this game because you love it and because you're pretty damn good at it. You need to go ahead and show us exactly what you're made of. All of that time you spent hanging out, sitting on your sofa, playing the game you love, it comes down to this moment now.
And they have the talent, they have the experience. Obviously, Clay and Attach winning it last year. We know they can do it at COD Champs.
Sure.
We've seen how they've played up to this point. You just have to turn it into another gear, because right now, you're outmatched. I mean, these games have not been close. I mean, of all the games we've probably casted on Alpha, this is the most lopsided games 1 and 2 we've really had to kick things off.
And reminding everyone as well that if you read this on paper, this should have been the closest game that we'll have casted, or at least one of them. Myself and Mabel, we sat down just before we came on, and you were like, this is going to be a good one, by the way. Yeah. Turns out, it's going to be good for every Envy fan out there. FaZe unable to show up just yet.
And a big part of it has been John, man. He was electric in the game 1. He was awesome in the game 2. His PO6 just cutting off lanes. And you see the 2-0 KD he's able to pick up. He only gets the 1 first blood. I thought surely he had to have 2 because, that snipe on Zuma came after another kill was picked up. But it was round 1, I believe, with the sniper that he actually ends up getting the first kill. Taking a look, we'll also talk a little bit about the ban protect through this. HVK protect coming in immediately following a Man of War ban from Apathy. So Apathy bans the Man of War, Zuma immediately protects at HVK, and you saw Clayster loving to use the HVK. We're going back to Evac, not shocked to see that reaction.
No, I mean, it makes sense. This is one of those maps where you have this really weird limbo. There are some really long sight lines where, I mean, on either side of the map, your left and your right lanes, there is times when an AR is the dream boat. You know, you can sit on that AC unit, and you can peek towards top bedroom. You've got glass over towards the enemy side, and I do think there is an AR, but also that central area is just so chaotic where HVK is perfect. You have that dream kind of middle ground where you do both. And having it protected does mean Clayster's going to be in a very, very comfortable position. And that's something you want. You want your star player in a comfortable position coming into the most important game they'll have played here at XP.
Can they turn it up? Honestly, for me, it's your opening 2 minutes of play. Can they get on the board first? Can they get something going instead of having to try and play from behind the entire game like they've had in game 1 and 2? It's all on the opening minutes for me.
And yes, this is Evac Uplink, and there are many more streams going on here at XP. I do want to quickly highlight, as my eyes have caught a glimpse of Elevate. Not only did they concede, what was it, 17-3 on Evac Uplink not too long ago, they conceded it, and now they stand 16-3 up versus Cloud9 on that very map.
Yeah, Elevate.
What's going on?
Pounding Cloud9 right now.
And on this very map, this is where we go next. Evac Uplink. A battle of survival now for FaZe. I did not think I'd be saying that into the 3rd.
Well, if you are just tuning in, maybe you're new to COD Esports and you're seeing what Team EnvyUS is doing to FaZe Clan, let's take a more in-depth look at this roster.
Now, though, Envy are still pulling away with this lead, 240 to 193. If they can just get this final kill here from Slasher, yeah, this will wind up doing it as he gets to. He's got Kinetic as well. This game is over, man. TQM did what they could.
TP in position to make a play. He's going to get one. He's got to go towards Mansion. Don't go mid-map, TP. He wins the gunfight.
He has Kinetic armor as well. His teammates are still up in his base, but no, he hesitates, and he might get shot in the back now. There's one player to beat on that middle map area. TP wins another gunfight. The lightning comes flying in. Eggs kills his own teammate. The flag gets pulled back out. Eggs tries to run it in. JCap is there. He'll pull the flag.
He's got
There's one chasing behind him. He hit the G-side. JCap wins the game. Oh my God. Oh, that was the most exciting moment of my life.
Slasher was in the action too. He's able to get one. The drone's still down. What a heat wave coming in from Karma. Can they make the plays? The drone's still down. It's right in front of Slasher. They get it for a second, but he's by himself. He's getting pinched from both sides. This is nuts.
He is putting down tons of shots. How is Slasher still alive?
I have no idea. He gets another. The drone is reset though. So all this time, all he's done is at least keep them pinned.
Slasher has gone on an unbelievable seven streak in their base. Somehow still alive.
It's going to be John once again. He's 15-4, still on this spree. Oh, he still has a Cerberus. He's got a Heat Wave as well. Now he'll like to call the Cerberus. There's another gunfight win. Almost baited a player for the crate to drop on him. Oh, gosh, imagine that. Will just toss it. It happened! Oh, my God, it actually happened! It actually happened! No way! I've seen it all tonight. I really have seen it all. I'm done. I'm done. I just watched a crate kill somebody.
It would have been completely insane. Now they want to streak. They want to close the game out here. He's going to be able to find 2 mid-map. There the hell. Oh, 3 actually. He's going to pick up. There's the 4th right in front. Everything shut down. There's the 50 bomb. Lightning coming in. You better stay in yard because you're not going to be able to run outside. Some of the top plays we're seeing from Envy. You know, it was great. You know, TP casting here this event. You got to see a nice little flag run there from Teep. He's still got it. I've played with him a bit lately. He's been playing a lot of different games, but I've played some wagers with him. He's still got it. He's solid player.
Got it. Little glimmer in his eye. I'm sure you're watching this, sometimes watching this, just wishing maybe he could be holding that controller once again, but we just love his voice a little too much. You can't have him.
Well, FaZe could use him as a 5th man right now. As they struggling to get something going. We've got 10 seconds on the clock before we get to this one. There's your hype man Clay. He needs to get it going. There's your veteran Cap. He's got his troops 2-0 up in this one. Let's focus on FaZe Clan. They have got to get going early. Can they get something on the board? And they are starting from your preferred side. Time to put up some points.
Yeah, it's all about that strong start, and then we are going to be seeing EnvyUS then go on the attack. It's the least favored side, and so it's going to be more of a question of these slow routes. You're not going to be seeing any kind of mad runs for ones. Instead, it's going to be slow, methodical, and as a team. John is going to be the first to spearhead of the assault, and he's going to be snapped off by Enable. Solid work, but there is a trade present.
I'm going to switch real quick to the push from Envy just to see what they can do here. I'm playing it smart. I like this with Apathy. You know, your player drops first. John can't entry. Take your time, right? This is all a possession game from this side. It's exactly what you're watching. And now they get 3 down. Now it's the cue to go, and now you're going to get points on the board. The question is just how many.
Yeah, and they do need another wave, because otherwise there can be a heavy interception chance here. And there's no way he gets away with that. 3 members of FaZe were standing in Clayster. Yes, you got 2, but there is nothing to really celebrate there for FaZe. That's a quick 1-point play made, and real credit where it is due. Envy, the patience from Apathy, the 3-man kill from the boys of Envy, and just lying down the law very, very quick here into Uplink. And it looks like there's going to be a rinse and repeat. 2 bodies already hit the deck. It's going to be Clayster and Zuma forced to defend. They're not in a great position. This could be 2.
This is
Maven, what's happening?
It's over. He's waiting. I think he's waiting to get back to mid. So look at this. You have your 5 and 6 on main mat. This Enable and Attach that are kind of holding. They're waiting for some help to get there. Who is hopping in? It's going to be John that's here. He's going to make sure that the drone doesn't get out for FaZe. So far, this is perfect uplink for Envy.
All right, John. He's using his VMP like a sniper rifle, but he does hit the shot eventually. Great pinpoint accuracy, and that is not easy to do. Anyone that's played this game will be aware of just how incredible John's aim was there. Precision at its very best. Now again, it seems that Envy are on the drone. Have we seen FaZe hands on the drone yet? I'm not sure we have.
I don't think they've touched it. And it's now 4-0. This is looking just like the start to games 1 and 2. Envy can do no wrong other than fly off the map, but you still find the kill, and you still have drone in hand.
Oh, JCap, he's just trying to give FaZe a way in, trying his best to make this a competitive game, but look at them running away with it. It's mad to think just how good FaZe looked up until this point, because Envy are humiliating them.
I'm finding it difficult to even go on with players from FaZe, because it's just been push, 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 control, control, control from Team EnvyUS. FaZe hasn't been able to get a leg up. Oh my, the melee just T-Rex arms it, not able to get it in. But John, the last alive with the drone, can't get it out. Surely this is the time. Oh, is the drone, did it get up top?
No,
they got it up top. Oh wow. My, I thought they had points for sure.
Incredible, getting it out for 15. That was a guaranteed 2-point play.
It was John. I mean, he was the last man alive. We saw him with drone for just a second. He's able to get it up. What a a brilliant play to make sure you don't get a dunk through, but now's the best chance you're going to have for FaZe. You have attached in the base, they spawned out, look at the overextension. 3-min overextending, so you're guaranteed at least a dunk here.
No, this is really smart from Envy. They just accept this damage control. They don't want to see it go back and forth, and instead they concede 2, but guarantee that they're not going to see it run back and forth. The rerun will not be possible because of this loop-de-loop, and look at Envy just reclaiming glass from the opponent's side, but those frags do look certainly fantastic for another FaZe 2-point play. Another, this time it's Clayster. He's rocking that HVK. Let's not forget it was lit up green in the Ban and Protect. FaZe wanting to keep that in his hands, and so far so good. He's found his 10th with the very rifle, and FaZe have found their 4th.
Now they're starting to cruise. Only down 1. We'll switch over to attaches. He's going to not be rallying the drone forward. He gets caught, so it should be Clayster. He's got it. The passes forward. Can Enable get more points on? There's 1 player in the base. There's 1 player in Zuma to help. There's the help. Zuma finds the kill, and that is 6 unanswered for FaZe Clan.
Wow, you're right. FaZe are starting to cruise, and we thought it was mission impossible.
Tom Cruise?
Yeah, I was quite proud of that one.
Mission Impossible?
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
I'm not sure. I'm very strange.
It's witchcraft.
Attach is going to go ahead and grab that drone, and the question is whether he wants to go greedy for the 2, and it does feel like that heat wave may be just burning a little bit of a hole in his pocket, and the anxiety is that there could be someone like JCap holding the line, and now Attach still stands a little apprehensive. He goes for it, and another 2. FaZe have woken up. They wipe the sleep from their eyes here in the City of Angels. And it truly would be a graceful comeback. Can they start here on Uplink? Can they take it all the way? Will we even see that CTF? And FaZe looks to be making a pretty strong case.
It looks like it. The beast has awoken. They're looking for more. The body block is there. The heat wave is in, and that will slow it down for the time being. Only player up for FaZe is Attach. He's trying to wrap to the top to stop John from getting any points on the board in these final 25 seconds. Can Envy slow the bleeding here? 20 seconds, 1 to his right, 1 to his left. They do get it shut down. Do they have time maybe for a counterattack opportunity? Clay has it in hand. Ripper available. Apathy, the lone man in the distance. The teammates coming off spawn for Envy. Can't wrap the edge, and that's back to mid-map.
Yeah, back to basics, and I don't think Envy are going to be too upset with this ending 8-5. Admittedly, they were holding a very heavy lead over the heads of FaZe at the start of this one, but still, it was on the favored side. And just a 3-point deficit, I think this is something that neither side is going to be upset about.
FaZe, is it one of those things, again, just maybe too little too late? I know they have the 3-point advantage, but the fact they go down 5-0, right? If you don't go down 5-0, you're feeling really darn good.
Look no further than our earlier game, EnvyUS versus OpTic. EnvyUS had the lead. They had a 3-point lead going into the favored side and didn't get a single point. I think they got 1 actually towards the end. So we've seen professional Call of Duty teams struggle to benefit from the favored side of Evac, even today. We'll see, though, if that can be the same here in this North American derby.
Yeah, it's all just depending on control. Can they win this opening gunfight and get drone in hand? Not able to do it as Zuma drops as soon as he touches it. Is anyone there to start and trade out these kills? There's 1 above, 1 below. Able to at least pick up 1 kill, but JCap has it. He's got Psychosis out, wants to get points to the board, has help from behind, but unfortunately here the Scythe coming through as well. The streak's in, but there is 1 on the board. The deficit now down to 2 as Envy strikes first.
It's a quicker start, and you can see Apathy has invested kinetic armor for this exchange. He's got absolutely nothing to show for it. Attach, ring around a Rosie. And his rosy cheeks here on the XP stage are certainly starting to blush if he does continue to concede games like this, or rounds like this. Wait, what have you got for us, JCap? 2 quick kills. It should be a 2-point play. It's going to be all onto Zuma. He's absolutely miles away. There's no hope, no prayer. And already we're back to a level playing field.
And now you see them spawning up top. FaZe decide to do the same thing as Envy. They're going to give up 2 more and try to wrap back for drone. So we'll get in here for the score. We'll see it go through. John building these streaks. He's going to be getting closer and closer to Lightning. He's letting his teammates battle back. Apathy should be in position to make a play. Well,
hello.
Right, there we go. We got it.
We good. Now, Slasher, woof, bombs down. Who was that? Zuma just got melted by the M8. He has got a Tempest available. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if he did pass this off to JCap if he needed to pave the way with a Tempest, but instead, his teammates are doing all the work for him. What heat wave, he says. He roars at the top of his lungs as we see the 12th point on the board for Envy, and they are demonstrating exactly why this is the favored side.
Yeah, they are in complete and utter dominance now. JCap making the plays up front. A 1-pointer goes through while he is leading the distraction, and EnvyUS seems to be running away with it. Is the 3-0 sweep in the books here. FaZe goes from winning every map to maybe winning none here in round 2 of the winner's bracket. Slasher continues to get it done with the AR, tries to do it with the RK5 as well, but his distraction at least opens things up for JCap to now grab the drum, take this through mid, and yeah, I mean, you can dance around a little bit here, look for the 1-pointer, or really, if you can just burn 30, 40 seconds off the clock, heck, do it if you're able to.
I mean, the clock is Envy's best friend at this point in time. They're just going to be kind of hugging onto it, keep an eye on it as it does start to kind of deplete. A little too fast for FaZe's liking. 2 minutes 40 is all they have to work with, and they have to go ahead and try and get us to 13. Try and initiate that OT at the very least, or FaZe will have gone from undefeated to conceding 3 back-to-back maps. This is unfamiliar territory for them here at XP. They're like, hang on, what does this lose mean? What is this four-letter word?
Kind of talked about how do you get a handle of the loss, and so far from the map 1 loss, it hasn't been great. And is it all on FaZe? No. I mean, Envy is playing absolutely perfect Call of Duty right now.
That's good.
Can they hold on? Oh! No, that is the opposite of good. That bounces back in his face, and then he catches the Tempest there of Slasher. A bit shocking to see that toss go off. And then he gets shut down.
Shocking. Tempest, I see what you did there. Now, just 2 minutes. FaZe, they need to get control of Glass, but Slasher's using that Tempest so damn well. 3 kills with that one. And now, again, Envy have the drone. This has been the same story throughout both sides, actually. Envy's drone control has been absurd. I'm sure the analyst desk will break it down further. But there comes number 15, and this is starting to spiral out of control. The reality is starting to set in for FaZe fans everywhere, as they could be once again joining. This is going to sound stupid, but OpTic and FaZe could be in the lower bracket of XP.
It's certainly looking that way. Will we finally maybe get the matchup we've been waiting for? OpTic versus FaZe. We thought we were going to see it here in the winner's bracket. Not the case, as Envy proving too hot to handle for just about everyone. Two teams in OpTic and FaZe that you think are, you know, I don't want to say favorites to take it. OpTic surely. FaZe on a short list of people that maybe can. And you go 6-1 in map count against those two teams. I know there's 60 seconds left, but with a 7-point lead and drone control with Envy, this is done.
JCap could just go ahead and have a lovely little pep talk like, guys, you played great. I love you. You're really nice at video games, running around, just having some fun. Because this, and it's just only going to get worse. And quite the opposite. FaZe's comms, they were loud before on Search and Destroy, but there's no doubt it's going to be a little bit, you could probably hear a pin drop through their headsets at this point in time.
And the one thing you can say, I suppose, for OpTic in this matchup at least, a lot of the games were tight, right? Other than the S&D, and they won the Hardpoint pretty convincingly. 3 and 4 were really, really close. I feel like FaZe didn't really have a chance in this. I mean, yes, there were good moments for FaZe, sure, nice little stretches, like you had that 60-second stretch here in Uplink, 2 to 3 minutes in Hardpoint, but outside of that, the rest of it, so one-sided for Envy.
And could Envy have had a harder run, a harder start here at XP? It's straight up like, hey, who are your next 2 games? That's right, you're going to be playing double elimination versus OpTic and FaZe, and they rock it. 3-0 versus FaZe Clan, and that is going to be the end of it. A celebratory team tag from the boys from Envy, and they have done it. 1 more second to tick away, but they're already up in their seats, and there's just not too many smiles. It's just another day in the office for the boys in blue. A spectacular victory as they go ahead and take 3 consecutive maps off FaZe. They do what others couldn't here at the world's largest Call of Duty event.
And as good as FaZe looked on this map against Elevate just a day ago, I mean, the scoreline's similar. What did it be, 19 to 8 or something like that? I know they tacked on some at the end, Elevate, but 18 to 8 is almost just as much of a thumping. We'll take a look at some of these highlights, but the thing that's going to be a trend outside of those couple of minutes, the drone going to be in the hands of Envy players throughout 80% of this game. Complete control, and it's methodical. It's impressive to watch how they've just dismantled OpTic and FaZe in the winner's bracket so far. The question is now, I guess, who has the better run of them in the loser's bracket? FaZe, OpTic. OpTic not really used to loser's bracket runs. FaZe certainly more familiar with it. We'll see if that experience with the loser's bracket helps out.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting as well. I mean, that Uplink, just a couple of words on that as well, was that Clayster continuously, throughout this entire tournament, has chosen to pick up Ripper into Uplink. And again, it does fall rather flat. It hasn't been particularly convincing. And on the other side of things, you did get to see the use of the active camo, or rather the Tempest, excuse me. We saw other specialists be much more influential than that. Of course, that was probably not the reason we're staring down the barrel of an 18-8, but just as an interesting observation that Clayster is trying to make that work.
Well, we saw Apathy use it last night as well.
He did,
and
yeah.
It's just for that extended lunge on defense, too. It's nice. You're trying to body block someone, maybe coming through with the drone. You're not able to get that 1 kill with the melee. You can use that additional reach. But here we are. It is Envy continuing to move on. I know Hastro, you're here in attendance. Have to be proud of the boys as they continue to look so good here at 2016 Call of Duty World League Championship. I feel good. I like this shirt.
Yeah, it looks good on you. Yeah. Thank you. Blue brings out your eyes, I think. I don't even know what color your eyes are. What color are your eyes?
I should wear like blue contacts.
I don't think you should. You look like Edward Cullen, like a poor man's Edward Cullen. That's the Twilight guy, I think. Is it?
It is.
The Vampire Man.
It is. I've read those books 3 times.
These are not things you announce on an international broadcast.
I enjoy the movies,
You
too.
do? Bella's kind of cute. Anyway, we're not talking about that now. We are going to continue to talk about just how damn good this run has been. Now, Maven, this is probably a silly question, but does this mean that Envy are favorites for that grand final finish?
I feel like Envy have to be the favorites, and I've just heard we actually do have JCap from Envy on the floor. I want to hear his thoughts on that very topic. Zoe, take it away.
Yeah, I got him right here. So congratulations. That game on paper should have been a close one. It was the absolute opposite of that one. Why do you think it turned out so lopsided?
We just showed up and played a great game today. I said last night in the interview after we played OpTic that I think we're just overall a better team than FaZe, and I think we just proved that pretty easily.
So you had such a confident mindset against a team which went undefeated in this tournament, but they do have a history of showing up really strong and then kind of crumbling. Do you think that's just something they tend to do at tournaments?
I'm not sure that's something they tend to do. I mean, they got a good team, a lot of great players, but you know, I think we're a great team. I think we're probably, I'm very confident us to win it now, so we're probably like the favorite. So, you know, when you play a team like us, it's tough.
Do you think you can ride that high right into the finals?
That's the plan, 100%.
Well, we wish you best of luck with that plan. JCap, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading back to you guys now.
JCap, you've played brilliantly. Well, honestly, all the guys on Envy have been on point. You continue to play as a four-man unit and make it look easy as they roar through the winner's bracket, but there are still many matches to come. But before we get to our next matches, we do actually have a Revan up top. He's going to break down that Evac uplink.
That series was not as close as I anticipated going into that one. Of course, FaZe, they dropped their first 3 maps of the entire tournament. Now, throughout that map, we were able to make a graphic of the map possession for both teams on round 1 as well as round 2. And you can see in round 1, FaZe, they had a lot of map possession over near the glass side of the map. But where Envy were able to get most of their scores is by wrapping the drone, which is exactly what you want to do when you're on that side of the map. You hear us analysts talk about it all the time whenever we're talking about Evac uplink. Envy, they would get the drone and then they would wrap it all the way towards the top side of the map, pulling FaZe a little bit out of position, and they were able to end it with a score. Now on round 2, of course, a little bit of a different story here. This time, Envy, because they're on this side, they're able to barrel through. They take control of top AC and they pin FaZe way back in their base. That's how the map possession wound up working out for Evac uplink. But the series in general, I mean, I really felt like FaZe gave Envy too much leeway and what they want to do, too much map control, and FaZe